from the hips down, man, it's a disaster.
Hi, friend.
The Firm on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. The Fan.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Hi, friends. Welcome into the Firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris with you, yours truly. That's Stevie Brackets. To my left, Stephen Vaughn in the chair. Casey Smith on the ones and twos. Happy little Friday to everybody here.
That's right. Good little Friday.
Good little Friday.
Tell you what,
so
it's been
far.
an eventful Friday so far.
In this building, for sure.
There's a little liveliness going on.
Terry Boyd told me some awesome, inappropriate jokes that I cannot repeat. Also tried to feed me liquor when I walked in at 8:15.
And there's Odyssey, an Odyssey station.
Well, I think he does a bartender segment every Friday on Terry Boyd's World. And TB's my guy. We always chat in the morning. What else went down, huh? I ate a burrito in like 30 minutes instead of 30 seconds.
Very slowly.
That's how I eat.
I didn't know if it was just like you were savoring it or if it was bad.
No, that's how I eat.
You just savor.
I'm a slow eater. Always.
See, I was a slow eater until I met Coach Vaughn and their family, and they just annihilate things so fast that I felt out of place. They also like walk really fast too. I'm usually a slow walker. I've definitely picked up my speed in walking and eating because of my wife and her family.
I always thought that because I worked in restaurants, I would learn how to eat fast, and it's like, no way, dude. They're like, hey, can I take 20 minutes to eat my food? Can I get a 20-minute break to eat food? I'd be like, yeah. And it's like, oh, start the clock. It's like why kitchen folk all smoke American Spirits now? Because they take 15 minutes to smoke. Why would you want to mar bread when it takes 5 minutes? You want 15.
Yeah, you get the longer break.
Yeah.
Slow burn.
Without a doubt, dude. Come on. Take advantage of it. And then I thought Luke broke the NPS studio over there that we all do some work in. All three of us do work in there. Turns out it was just broken on his end, so we're safe.
Well, he just kind of like peeked his head out. And we're like, what's happening?
Yeah, like, what's going on
right over there?
And he's like, it's broken. I was like, oh, no. And he goes, well, just for me. And I was like, oh, I don't care anymore.
Oh, yeah. As long as it works for me. I got to use that later.
And then we were talking about the second best quarterback in the NFC South due to the long conversation the guys had at the end from the morning show. And I said I agree with Brandon that it's Tyler Shuck and that this show is very pro Tyler Shuck.
But can we all agree that Casey threw out maybe the most egregious answer ever?
We will get to that.
Okay.
But first, I said we're a big Tyler Shuck show. And without missing a beat, Casey goes, that's because you're a duck homer. And that,
put it on the ball.
and that
Undeniable.
was amazing.
It's undeniable.
It may be the best poll you've ever done in your life, Casey.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, it was incredible. Then you went and unredeemed yourself by saying the answer is Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
He won some games in Baltimore and Dallas.
He won a game. He won a game that one time.
Hey, that's a career record of 10-7.
Does he have more wins than Bryce Young?
Bryce Young is 14-30.
You looked it up.
Career.
Okay,
I looked it up.
14-30.
Cooper
See,
Rush is
this is the thing I love
10-7.
about Casey. Though.
10-7?
Casey
That's
will
better
come
than I
with
thought.
receipts.
He does.
He does.
Especially the NFL. Like,
Yes.
he won't get messed around
No,
with.
he doesn't.
I'd get messed around if I played football. But when we talk, it's a different story.
Yeah, like before primetime, he was watching some old playoff game, the Rams and Bears last year.
He
And I was
always
like,
does it.
And I was like, man, what a terrible throw at Caleb Williams. He went and rewound it. Was like, what are you talking about?
Caleb
It was actually a good
Caleb
read.
Williams
DJ Moore messed
was
it up.
pushing the seam. DJ Moore does not recognize that he can either sit in the seam or get flat.
Oh,
He just gets vertical, and Cam Curl makes a beautiful play on it.
Oh, that's the one in the snow
Yeah,
where
in
we
the-
all thought Caleb threw a bad pass.
in the
and then
overtime.
and then we saw the replay and it
Yeah.
was like, oh,
I'm like, yeah, what a terrible throw.
Moore just
Casey gets
stopped
so mad at
running.
me. He was so mad.
I love the vision. Again, Caleb Williams' vision on the play. Get sock cover 3, pushes the seam.
That guy got
DJ Moore just doesn't make the play
that
on
guy
the ball.
got traded because he gave up on that play.
That's exactly what
DJ
Casey
Moore
said.
gave up on that play and got traded.
That
But when
was-
you watched it real time, it looked like a terrible throw.
That was his quote. He goes, that's why he's in Buffalo.
I also think the whole time during that, as Caleb cocks back to throw the football, you're like, no! It was one of those, like, all Bears fans are like, do not throw that football right there. And then it gets picked off, and you're like, I hate you, Caleb Williams.
Cam Curl had a pretty incredible game.
But then you go back and you look at the tape and you realize that DJ Moore gave up. Then maybe the most egregious things happens this morning, where I was accused of being racist.
2 minutes before the show.
2 minutes before the show, I got Danny Maranged.
He's a biracial angel.
Because that's what Danny does to Dirt, and then Sprague did that to me.
He said, "You might be racist," and then walked out of the room.
And just poked fun of me because I am mad at Cam Ward for leaving Wazoo, but I'm not mad at John Mateer for leaving Wazoo. And Sprague said, "That's because you're racist."
And then Pullman.
And then he walked out the door. What? Really?
Well, why do you have no issue with John Mateer?
See, here's my thing. I don't think Patrick's racist, but this is really silly to think, oh, I hate Cam Ward and not John Mateer.
I think some of it
And there's one glaring difference. One is black, one is white.
Well, here's some other differences, okay? The entire coaching staff was leaving when Mateer did, so I don't fault him. Dickert was still there when Cam Ward was there, all right? Cam Ward also was not very good when he left. John Mateer, when he left, was very good. Now, Cam ended up playing really well at Miami, much to my chagrin, and went number 1 overall, much to my chagrin, and looks like a potentially competent NFL quarterback. However, when it comes to my Wazoodom, I don't like Cam Ward. I think he was buns as a Wazoo quarterback, and when he left, it was like, fine, get out of here, I hate you. And when Mateer left, it was more sad because I thought Mateer was a better quarterback.
I mean, those numbers are pretty darn good at Cam Ward when he was at Wazoo.
Don't look at numbers, man. Watch games, dude. Running out of bounds instead of throwing the ball away on third down.
I'm going to look at numbers because the numbers say he's still your guy.
48 tutties, 16 picks.
4,300 yards, 39 touchdowns.
Basically 280 yards a game.
I'm out.
You're Washington State. No offense.
John Mateer is a better quarterback, at least with my eyeballs.
So just because the coaching staff left, you're like, cool, Mateer.
Well, it makes sense.
Because the question was, we were talking about Shuck again, working out at Oregon. Like
in 2024, Cam Ward did not have a single game where he threw under 60% completion percentage.
Is that at Miami?
That's at Wazoo.
Oh, okay. Well, those are good numbers.
Because the whole thing was like Shuck worked out at Eugene. Like, should Duck fans embrace that? And so we were like, well, do you embrace Cam Ward going back to Washington State to work out? You're like, no.
And Brandon said, you're racist.
Yeah, how about John Mateer? Yeah, welcome him back. Come on. We love that guy. You're racist.
No, I can't be.
You're not.
Again, thank you
silly,
for quantifying.
I don't think you are, but this is a little silly.
This is a silly.
Look, Dickert left for Wake Forest.
You also
Arbuckle left for Oklahoma.
You also said John Mateer was going to stay at Washington State, which
we were
is
hopeful.
False. He was out of there so fast, which may be the reason why Jake Dickert left too.
Cam Ward only lost 3 games
At Wazoo?
In 2024, he only lost 3 games.
Yeah, all 3 of those were in a row and took us out of contention.
No, it was Georgia Tech. Then you beat Wake Forest.
No,
then you lost
those
to
are Miami
Syracuse,
stats.
Then Iowa State.
Those are Miami stats.
You're looking Miami stats.
Yeah, dude.
I'm looking. It's got Wazoo graphics on it, so it's throwing me off.
In 24, he played in Miami.
In 23, his final year, they were 5-7.
Yeah, dude, and we lost 6 in a row.
That is. They're 4-0, and then they lost 7 of 8.
Yeah, dude. The only win we have on that, if correct me if I'm
Colorado.
wrong, is Colorado.
Whooped them.
See, dude, I watched Cam Ward, and when he left, it was like, fine, adios. Plus, we had already seen John Mateer, and
He also
was
threw
going to
for
be
like
better.
300 yards and 400 yards basically every game.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's still 67% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 25 touchdowns.
But on
7
third,
interceptions.
but on 3rd and 8, he'd run out of bounds and cause a 4th and 11.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to miss out on his $5 million next year at Miami.
Exactly. Be a better quarterback, loser.
Or maybe have a better roster.
Dude, it's Mateer, dude.
So
Mateer
you
is
don't claim him. You don't claim him.
I
as
don't
a
claim
coup.
Cam Ward. I mean, I do because he
Right,
played 2
right.
years there for us.
But like in your heart of hearts, you don't.
No, I root for John Mateer at Oklahoma.
Got you.
Yeah. I root for Dickert at Wake Forest.
Well, I always
I
wondered
get
that-
the nature of the game.
Like, I always wondered
don't
that-
root for Jimmy Rogers. That guy can go to.
Yeah, like I always wonder that with like Duck fans. Like, do they claim Dylan Gabriel?
I wouldn't. I would
'Cause I
claim.
wouldn't.
I would claim Bo.
Right, because he was 2 years. And
Yeah.
it seemed like
I would-
he really enjoyed it and embraced it.
I would
Dylan
claim
just seemed like-
Dante.
yeah, where Dylan just kind of came in and left after a year. I don't.
Yeah.
This whole thing is weird.
Anytime I think of Dylan Gabriel, I see Boomer Sooner.
You know what? I'm officially gonna say it. I don't think you're racist.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Now go look at the stats. Now tell me I'm wrong.
That's impossible.
John Mateer's my guy, dude.
Yuck.
I'm taking Oklahoma to win the SEC
Just because of John Mateer.
just because of healthy John Mateer.
That's right.
Get a big preseason win at Michigan. Give me John Mateer. Heisman. First overall.
But don't claim the number 1 overall pick. It's fine.
I already got a number 1 overall and a number 2, dude. I don't need Cam Ward.
Yeah, we already got one.
I got Bledsoe and Leaf. Claims not to be racist. Names 2 white guys.
What are the other first-round picks?
So the reality is
Marcus Trufant.
Jack Thompson, the throwing smelling.
That's right.
Deion Buchanan, I think, went in the first round. I believe so.
Okay.
The reality is like when Cam was at Wazoo, he was so frustrating to watch because you could see the talent, but the decision making was not your favorite. So like the stats don't always show that. Like Shedeur Sanders, his last year at Colorado, like his accuracy, quote unquote, his completion percentage, quote unquote, was awesome because he cooked the books. It's like Westbrook averaging a triple-double for a whole season. He cooked the books on it. And Cam, when you watched him, it was like, dude, you're not making your progressions. You are not reading. You are not evolving as a quarterback. Now, whatever happened at Miami, to Casey's point, get a better roster, that probably bailed him out. He had no problem. They couldn't stop anybody. That was Miami's problem when Cam was there. But the reality is when Cam was at Wazoo, it was like, I don't know. So when he left, we knew what John Mateer was going to be. So we were stoked to have Mateer, and we were a better team with John Mateer. Might have had a better roster, to Casey's point, but Mateer was better than Cam Ward. So when Mateer left, we're like, okay, I get it. Just like when Dickert left, you're like, I get it. Jimmy Rogers, hate Jimmy Rogers. That snake left in the middle of the night.
Right.
It's all James Franklin's fault. In fact, this is why I hate the Ducks. It's not James Franklin's fault.
Huh?
It's Dan Lanning's fault.
What does James Franklin
It's
have
actually
in common with Cam Ward?
It's actually Rob Mullins' fault why I hate Jimmy Rogers. Because Rob Mullins hired Dan Lanning, who ended the Penn State program, got James Franklin fired. They couldn't find anybody to replace him. They hired Matt Campbell, and then boom, Jimmy Rogers is the Iowa State. It's Rob Mullins' fault. Or whoever hired Rob Mullins, it's his fault.
James Franklin's black, by the way.
It's Dusty
And you hate
Harris'
him.
fault. I've
And you
decided.
hate him.
It's now Dusty's fault.
We got him, boys.
Now I hate the Ducks again.
Math is math. Ooh, no more Duck Homer?
Nope. It's dead.
Dead Duck Homer.
Dante's a third-round pick,
I give it an hour and a half.
if he's lucky.
They're going to win 9 games.
Drew
9-3.
Drew Aller will have a better career than Dante Moore.
Oh. Dante Moore benched.
Don't put that on me.
That's
you
right.
dare put
that's
that
right.
on
He's a
me.
Steeler. I
Don't
totally
you
forgot.
dare put
I
that
totally
on me.
forgot.
And you were right. Not a lot of first-round picks out of Washington State. Mark Fields is the only other one that I see.
Deion Buchanan did go in the first round of the 2014
Yes.
draft.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Look
Yeah.
at you with your Coug knowledge.
Hell yeah,
Love
dude.
it. Love it.
Yeah, man. Did you know if you slit a husky's throat, it'll bleed crimson?
I didn't.
Yeah. It's in the blood, baby.
It's proven.
Proven. It's facts. Science.
So, we learned, Patrick,
Okay.
maybe racist, but I think not.
Probably not.
Casey, what's your verdict?
I'm still 50-50 here.
All right.
Probably not racist. Knows Coug lore.
Right.
John Mateer better than Cam Ward at Wazoo?
Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson. Do you want to do that one?
Did I say Justin Herbert was better than Lamar?
You-
I don't think I ever did.
I'm giving you the floor now.
Oh no, I'm not walking down that path.
All
No,
right,
I'll give me a healthy Lamar, sure.
Then he's just a Cougar fan. Then
Yeah.
All right.
Not racist.
You,
Just a Coug.
I'll give you Mateer might be a better college player than Cam Ward at Washington State.
At Washington State.
Right.
The Miami numbers don't lie.
Cam was awesome.
Cam was great at Miami. And I think that's another reason why we get frustrated with him.
Right.
Like, now you're good? Now you're good.
He figured it out.
Malachi Tony.
Did he have Malachi?
He didn't have
Tony?
Malachi
I thought
Tony.
Malachi was a rookie last year.
Freshman. He was a freshman last year.
A rookie.
Freshman.
I'm just going to call them rookies now.
But sorry, they had Restrepo. Was that the receiver that they had that made the catch of the year early on?
Yeah. Let's see. I can look up their numbers real quick here.
Because they had a really good receiving core when Cam Ward was there his senior year.
I mean, Cam Ward.
Yeah, it was Restrepo.
Cam was going to go into the draft, and he was going to be like a late third-round pick. And then he decided to go Miami and went number 1.
Isaiah Horton, Jacoby George, Sam Brown, Elijah Arroyo, Seahawk great. Damian Martinez, obviously, with that team too.
One of the best running backs I've ever got to watch in college football.
When Cam Ward was recruited to Washington State, okay, we brought with us the OC from Incarnate Ward because he won the D2 version of the Heisman.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, sweet, let's
Sick.
make this work. And we were like, this guy, no wonder he was good back there. He's super athletic. Can't make progressions. Can't think on the fly.
But he's a good athlete.
but he's a good athlete. And that'll win you a lot of games in D2. There. Are we better? We on the same page here?
I'll say the last college football running back to rush for 1,000 yards in 4 separate seasons was Justin Jackson in 2017. Damian Martinez, I believe, was 17 yards away from his 4th 1,000-yard season at Miami.
Go Beavers.
I feel a little bit better,
Okay.
but
I'm real fired up right now, man.
because I have to think back at Cam Ward, because I do remember after his first year, I'm like, I thought it was gonna be a little better at Wazoo, but then he goes to Miami, is awesome.
Yep.
So I can't deny that.
Okay. And then we look at it from the opposite. We're like, you're awesome now? Why weren't you awesome with
Right.
us? John Mateer was great with us.
He was.
Great at Oklahoma. Going to be great in the NFL.
Was he great?
It's
He was not great at Oklahoma.
Well, last year the hand. I mean,
We'll
he had
see.
a broken hand the entire year.
We'll see.
Oakley Dokley, we got a great show for you today on this Friday. Stephen Vaughn sitting in. Danny Marang will be back on Monday from his hiatus. There's a lot to get to today. We'll finish up some Big Ten media days and have some fun college football conversations as well. Jake Zivin's going to join the program at 10:45. We'll talk to him about the Sounders coming into town on Saturday. But let's talk a little bit about this Blazers situation. I want to find with you guys the unsung hero, the only adult in the room. Might be the one you least expected. We'll go there first. 105.1 The Fan Sports Network. 10:20 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it, baby. We are live from a beautiful Sunshine Friday. Shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. You can also jump over on the YouTubes. 1051 The Fan is your channel. Smash that like and subscribe button. Jump in the chat. But, guys, it's Friday. Let's be cool. All right? Be cool, baby. Jake Zivin later this hour to talk to us a little bit about Sounders in town against your Portland Timbers. You can catch that game right here on the Fan Sports Network. Pre-game at 6:30, kick at 7:30. I'll be at the game. You should go too. And if you can't, check it right here. But let's start with this. City Council met yesterday. We can decide at the end of this segment or the end of this hour if the board changes to 4 from 3. I'm still very confident that the board should have been changed to 3, despite my favorite morning show disagreeing with me this morning. But that's all right. Everyone's allowed their own opinions. You guys had a great conversation on primetime yesterday, I thought, Steven. Suk was kind of on a roll, and I thought he made some great points. Isaac as well. Your initial thoughts after having some time to see what went down at City Council yesterday?
You know, I thought, and it's weird because going into it, I didn't know what to expect out of the Portland Trailblazers side. Mm-hmm. Like, were they going to show up? Were they going to be participant? Like, did they want to talk about anything? I actually thought the Blazers came across very well yesterday. Like with all their talking points, with Hankins, the way he was talking about it. And it seemed like the city council didn't necessarily know a lot of the talking points. Mm-hmm. It was basically like, hey, we read this.
Yep.
We read this online. Well, okay, that's you're just reading articles from people who may or may not have some bias towards something. And I thought that was, I mean, I'm not surprised because it is what it is. It is the government. It is city council, whatever. But I thought the Blazers came across better. Like if we're giving scores, I thought the Blazers scored a little bit higher than the Portland City Council yesterday.
I'm right there with you. When I found out that they said we have read what you think,
right?
I damn near blew a gasket.
And he's like, we just talked on Monday.
Because you've heard me talk on this show, and I dance around it a little more with Danny because I know that Danny's in that world, and I don't want to insult him, even though I don't think he is one of those people. I've had some issues with the local media and how they've covered this. And for the city council to have such a strong opinion on something that they just kind of showed that they don't know about was very, very frustrating to me. And the part where the Blazers, and this is where Sprague and I were texting last night, and this is where we got into the disagreement, was the city council was going to sit there and say, like, we're not going to sue you. We don't have the votes. Leave it. The reason that the Blazers won out of that clause is because they don't trust the city council. Right. And I personally also don't. That even though it takes the 6 votes and Mayor Wilson would have to be the 7th, and we can get into Wilson here in a little bit, he would have to be the tie-breaking vote. I don't believe any of these politicians in what they say, simply from past transgressions. Like, they have not done anything to make me believe, A, they know what they're talking about at this point. They lost that yesterday. That's the ugliest thing on them yesterday, is I read about it. It's like, you read about it. You have access. No. You are literally the access these guys are writing about. And you don't know that? That's a really, really bad look. I was not proud. I was happy that the Blazers were at least honest. They did duck and dodge a few things. I thought they were fine yesterday. I didn't think they were great. You might rate them a little higher. I thought they were fine. I thought the city council looked bad once again. And anytime they have leverage, anytime they have a good point, they just blow it all away.
And it's not surprising. That's the sad part, is like going into it, it's not that you expect them to be that bad and that uninformed, but that's kind of what you expect almost at the same time. And so, look, I thought yesterday, nothing from yesterday changed my mind on what happened, what I think. Like, I have always thought the Blazers were going to stay. They figure it out. They get the votes. They figure out a deal. The Blazers signed a 20-year lease. They're here in Portland. And then we wash our hands of it, and then everyone gets mad at Tom Dundon for being cheap again for other things. And I don't think yesterday swayed my mind in any sort of way that the Blazers are going to move, or that Tom Dundon wants to move the Trailblazers. It didn't solidify it and say, yeah, now I really think they're going to stay. There's nothing in yesterday that made me think they're out of here.
If you truth serumed Tom Dundon, I do believe he would move the city if he could. The reality is that he can't.
Right.
Where are they going to go? He can't afford it. It's just not going to it's not realistic.
But I also think he's a businessman, and there is business opportunities around the Moda Center. If you really renovate the entire area around there, there's money-making opportunities everywhere there.
I also just think blaming everything on El Cheapo, on Dad, is becoming such a lazy argument. And anybody that's pro the Blazers in this situation, oh, you just love Tom Dundon. Oh, you just slurp Tom. That is also lazy rhetoric, in my opinion. Look, I don't think Tom's been awesome in this at all.
No.
I don't think Tom and I would be buddies at the bar having a beer. I don't think so. I wish that there might have been somebody else come in and buy this team? I do. But the reality is that I'm stuck with Dad. And Dad's going to be here. And I'm not trying to excuse him by any means.
Again,
but he looks more mature in the situation than anybody else.
I don't think we're excusing Tom Dundon by any means. I think it's just not his week in the spotlight. Right now, it's the city council. We're holding their feet to the fire, and they're stepping in it over and over and over and again. So we have to put the focus on that.
And again, there's so much information that's not being shared. We're talking $6 million over the next 20 years, however long it is. Like, you're kidding me, right?
They spend $5 million on needles every year.
You're kidding me, right? $6 million? Don't you? What is the Portland City budget? 1.2?
It's a billion.
It's a B.
It's a B.
We're talking about $6 million over 20. I'm not going to write a blank check. See, and that's feeding the narrative. That's getting the people riled up on social media and some of the media beat writers, quote unquote, that want to feed in, placate this idea and this fear-mongering tactic that the Blazers are going to leave. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
You don't want to write a blank check, but also your city council is sitting there going, oh, we have a whole lot of money that we just don't tell you what we spend it on.
It's also a company that wants to stay in Portland. Like, they want to be in the city of Portland. Everyone's moving out of the city of Portland, and they want to stay. But we're not willing to write them a $6 million check.
Well, but that's an open checkbook.
And that's the thing. It's just
why doesn't he pay the $6 million a year?
Right. I agree. It boggles my mind. But back to Dundon, the thing about him is people say, a lot of people go out and say, you know what, I don't care what people think about me. I really don't. Well, guess what? A lot of people do care. Like, I'll say that. I'm like, I don't care what people think. Deep down, I care.
I do too. So does he.
Tom, I don't think he does.
You don't think?
I don't think he cares about anybody and what they think about him. I think he is so numb to all of it. He says, I really don't care. I'm out for myself. And that is such a bad look, especially in this city. Like, this city does care about people and for the most part, and they want to be liked. I don't think Tom Dundon cares about anything or anybody. He just cares about his bottom line.
And he's trying to run a business, and that leads to the
and
last.
That's why he's such a successful business guy.
And that leads
he doesn't care about people.
That leads us to the last part of this before we get into who I think is the unsung hero in all of this. The last part is, and I heard Dirt talk about it a little this morning, and I've been kind of on this for the last few days. Guys, we're all in this mess, and the person who put us in this mess is not a part of the current situation. This is the Vulcans. Like, if the reports are true, and in 2020. There was an assessment on the Moda Center, and they needed $800 million to renovate, and they sold it to the city for $1. Dude, that's on Jody. That's on Jody and the Vulcans. They're the one that put everybody in this mess. Again, I'm not excusing Tom Dundon, and I understand you bought the depreciating asset. You had to know what got into it. Either you knew and you're crying wolf, or you didn't know, and that makes an idiot. I understand all that, but the reality is the situation's where it is because of the Vulcans, because they swindled the city of Portland. And now the city of Portland, whose people are very passionate and very emotional about this city. I am too. I lived here for a very long time. I love this city with all my heart. That's not how business works. And Jody clearly didn't care about the city of Portland.
And Paul Allen,
Paul would have done the money himself. I do believe that.
That's the thing, because Paul Allen, if you read reports and you believe what it says, he lost up to $1 billion running the Trailblazers. $1 billion.
That sounds so sweet and lovely that Paul was willing to lose $1 billion. When you got 300 of it,
right?
Who do you care? That's not good business, though.
It's not. And so now Tom Dundon is the complete opposite. He's an actual business guy that wants to make money off of this, and so we're going from one side, completely polar opposite of what it is now. And I think we are still adjusting to that. As a city, as fans, as everything.
Again, the Blazers are used to running extremely bloated and extremely, cash heavy.
And Danny's argument would be that Tom Dundon can't run it that way because he can't afford it. And my argument and my counter is you shouldn't be able to afford losing $1 billion a year. That's bad business. I don't care if you're worth 300.
Right. And you also don't have to do a certain thing the same way everyone else does. You don't have to run business the same way that Paul Allen does. Me and Casey, we're both producers. We don't produce the same way. we're different. It's okay to be different. It's okay to think differently. It doesn't make you wrong or right, but you can think differently. And I think that's where people are confusing is everybody in the NBA does it one way. Well, it doesn't mean Tom Dundon has to do it that way. It may be wrong. We may look in 5 years and say, dude, Tom Dundon really sucks as an owner, and it has caused a lot of problems, and no one wants to play for the Blazers, and they suck. They're tanking all the time. It may also work out like, look, they got guys in. He wants to spend. Maybe they're competing in the play. Like, we don't know, but it's okay to be different.
I like your producer analogy because I also once was a producer. Not as full-time like you guys are, but I've done it enough to understand what goes into that. You and I this morning had a conversation about something that a producer has done that I was like, ooh, I don't like that. And you were like, I do it too. And it was like, oh, whoa,
yeah,
really?
You as the host is like, why do you guys do that? Because that's what we're doing.
It's the right way to do it.
That's the way we do it.
Yeah, and I was, okay. And I just kind of shut up and was like, well, poop on my face. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Get a lot of ways to skin a cat.
Right, totally. Goodness. I'm moving the board to 4. Is that okay?
Yeah, I feel mad now.
Again, the biggest thing is we're just buying time until August 5th,
It's
August
true.
6th, and then the
12th.
And the 12th.
Yep. When we come back, I want to talk about this for just a little bit more. The unsung hero of all this, who I don't think is getting enough credit, and we'll play a little audio for that as well. We'll toss it to Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news if you missed it last night. Deebo Samuel is returning to the San Francisco 49ers on a 1-year deal. The deal could be worth up to $7 million as Samuel appeared in 16 games last season, finishing with 72 catches, 727 yards, and 5 touchdowns with the Commanders. CBS Sports has announced that analyst Tony Romo will be put on leave from his role as a color commentator until further notice. According to Adam Schefter, J.J. Watt will replace Romo to work alongside Jim Nantz and Tracy Wolfson on the CBS broadcast. Over to the NBA, as Victor Wembanyama has signed a new long-term contract extension with Nike. Following his run to the NBA Finals and signing his extension with the Spurs, Wemby will now have his own signature shoe line with Nike. And finally, your Portland Timbers are back in action, hosting the Seattle Sounders inside Providence Park tomorrow night for yet another Cascadia Cup clash. Kickoff is set for 7:45 as you can catch all of tomorrow's game day coverage right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame kicks off at 6:30. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with
Jake Zivin coming up here in about 10 minutes to preview Sounders. He'll be on the Apple TV call. Of course, you can hear Fletcher Johnson and Aaron Heinz and Adam Sussman right here on your home of the Portland Timbers, 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. But real quick, we can circle back around on this conversation in the Big Nooner, just kind of where we go from here. But I want to give some praise to what I believe is the unsung hero that I don't think is getting enough praise in this. Now, to get political here for a moment, I know normally I say I don't mean to get political, but I do mean to. Look, personally, this is just my personal opinion. I'm not a big fan of ranked choice voting. I think it lives in a world of let's not make people mad, but we're also not giving anybody what they want. It's kind of a weird spot for me. And I remember when Keith Wilson was elected as mayor, people were kind of like, what? Everybody was just kind of okay with this guy. Keith Wilson, to me, has been the most unsung hero in this whole situation. Not because he's pro-Blazers, not because he's pro-Portland, but because he feels like sometimes the only adult in the room. Why I haven't heard more of this from the Portland City Council drives me absolutely bonkers. This is Mayor Keith Wilson.
Are you prepared to lose the Blazers if Dundon and his partners keep refusing the city's terms?
Wow, that's a question that is just not good for our community. We have to start focusing on economic development, and we have to be able to be a city that can do big things well. I can't fathom losing the Blazers because they've been a part of our community for generations. If we lose the Blazers, we just fit into this national narrative that we can't do big things in Portland. And it just puts us back 5, 10, 15 years. So I'm not prepared to lose the Blazers. And I think it's important for us all to think about job growth and population growth instead of the reverse, which is job loss and population loss, which is what we've been experiencing for 5 years. Those days need to come to an end, and the Blazers can help be one of the crowns in that jewel as we move the city and our state forward.
Look, there's no lying that the city's got some issues, and I would argue post-COVID, BLM, George Floyd situation, the city has kind of gone backwards. There's no lie there. But Mayor Wilson's absolutely correct. I think he's done now, I can't speak for him on the day-to-day other Portland stuff, as I do keep an eye on it, but I don't live in the city. So I don't know where he is on the house lists and drugs and things like that, and I know that still needs a lot of work. But as far as him representing the city on behalf of the Blazers, I can't find a single person that is pro-city council or pro-Blazers, whatever side you're on, that has been anti-Keith Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, Portland has not got the best reputation the last couple of years, and I love the city of Portland, but it really hasn't. And if you lose the Portland Trailblazers, you're just losing another giant company that doesn't want to be in Portland, and it feeds into all the narrative that you see everywhere about how bad Portland is, and nobody wants to be there. Businesses don't want to be there. People don't want to live there. And so I'm with you. I feel like it's just an obvious answer to let's keep the Blazers here. And it does suck that it's going to cost money, and people don't want to pay that. But at the same time, if we're not investing in big time companies that want to be here, like what are we doing? Are we really just going to have this thing drive to the ground and feed in the narrative that nobody wants to be here? It blows my mind. I just don't understand.
I want to read a couple thoughts, but that's an excellent thing. He's like, don't feed into the narrative, dude. The right-wing media loves to tell the United States of America that this town is an S-hole.
And then all we say is, well, but you haven't been here. Well, if people don't want to be here, you're kind of feeding into that narrative and you're proving them right.
And there are definitely issues in this city, man, but boy, there's a lot of great things in this city. There's a lot of really good stuff in this city, but the narrative is that it's bad. And Keith Wilson is correct that if the city loses the Blazers, it just feeds that fire that this place sucks. And this is what I get frustrated with Danny. We talk a lot about it off air. It's like, I know he has problems with the city, but I kind of like to say to people, if you hate this place so much, then go somewhere else. Stop being invested then. But Mayor Wilson is absolutely correct. I want to read some thoughts here from over on the YouTube. I don't like ranked choice, but this guy's been great. Another user, Andy, says, the mayor is the best person in this situation. And then our homeboy Bleak says, Keith Wilson gives up so much stepdad energy. Guilty as charged right here. I'm one of them. Dude is in there doing the work and dealing with a bunch of petulant children that they think they know better than stepdad does. You're not wrong. Like, Mayor Wilson has been what I feel, and this includes Dundon and Hankins and the entire Blazers staff as well. He's been the one guy that's been the adult in the room that's actually looking around and saying, look, you can have all these concerns. You can ask for things. You can push back on things. But we need to understand that right now you are arguing to a point where people think the city council doesn't want the Blazers here. And that has helped fuel the fire of the Tom Dundon narrative that he wants to move the team.
Right. It's not that you give them everything you want, right? I'm not saying that. You got to fight for a good deal. Let's get a good deal that works for everybody, but let's get it to work for everybody. And that's the important thing is you can't lose things like this if you want your city to thrive and to grow. I'm not saying the city of Portland dies if the Portland Trailblazers leave because I think they would figure something else out and it would still be fine, but it wouldn't be as good. I can tell you that much.
But I kind of do live in that world where if the Blazers leave, what else do we have?
You're kind of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, we have the Timbers, which is a top 5 MLS city, but let's be real, the MLS is MLS.
What happens when the Timbers don't play well?
Yeah. Providence isn't as full.
What gets us into the city? Again, we talk about Portland being the city where, again, everybody lives on the outside and loves to come into the city. What gets people to come into the city anymore?
Yeah, you will lose a lot of that. Big
100%.
time. Blazers are huge. We call them bridge and tunnelers. Bridge and tunnelers spend more money in the city of Portland than people in the city of Portland. It's truth.
So let's get the deal done. I agree. Let's fight for a good deal for works for everybody, but let's make sure the deal gets done. And I think it does. And I think Keith Wilson has shown that. Look,
MVP.
Yes, he understands how important it is to grow this city, and the Blazers need to be here to help grow it.
We'll circle back around this in the Big Nooner, just kind of give you the next steps of this whole thing. Maybe we'll pull some emotions aside and just kind of give you the timeline of what to expect over the next coming weeks and months and year. But let's stay a little local. The Seattle Sounders come to town, take on your Portland Timbers. Jake Zivin, my homeboy from Timbers Fan, and MLS Apple TV will join us to preview that game. We'll do it next. 105.1 The Fan. get to a little college football, NFL, and baseball in our number deuce, but we have more pressing matters to attend to. Some positive local sports news for a change. We'll bring on my good buddy Jake Zivin, my work mistress, as I like to call him. We do Timbers Fan every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Catch that right here on the Fan Sports Network, your home of the Portland Timbers. Jakey, I've missed you, buddy. How was All-Star break?
Missed you. Yeah, work mistress. I'll take that. Sorry to your work spouse, Danny. But you're cheating on him right now with me. And every Tuesday night right here on the Fan. All-Star was great. Good weekend in Charlotte. Good week in Charlotte. The game was really fun. MLS won 4-3 over at Liga MX. And man, we're straight back into it now, right? Portland, Seattle, Saturday night. This is as good as it gets in this league.
Yeah, there's no better way to celebrate a night at Providence Park in the summer than having the Seattle Sounders in town. 6:30 pregame, 7:30 kick. Jake, you're going to be on the call for Apple TV over the weekend. You and Taylor will be in the house. It's good to have you back home in the friendly confines. Let's talk about it. If MLS is sending you guys out here, it must be a good idea. What does this game mean for both sides? Let's start with Portland coming off. They beat them 5-1 about a week and a half ago, or I think we're 2 weeks now at this point, to restart the MLS campaign. Looked very good doing it. Talk to me about the Portland Timbers walking into this game.
Man, how different do the Timbers feel right now, right?
Insanely.
Than just 3 weeks ago, right? During the World Cup break, and you part ways with Phil Neville, and, there's 20 games left, but the team's way below the playoff line, and you don't know what to think about the rest of the season. There's no manager. All of a sudden, they get 7 points out of 3 games coming out of the break. They're just below that playoff line. You smash the Sounders 5-1. And now Seattle's coming to town. The Sounders have lost 5 in a row. They're a wounded animal, wounded fish, you could say. And the Timbers are on the upswing. If the Timbers win this game, they move into playoff position. They jump above Seattle in the standings, and they would just keep that momentum going. So I think it's massively important to do that. I mean, if they take care of business, right, as you got to say they should right now because they're trending up and Seattle is trending down, all of a sudden, man, watch out to the rest of the league. And you're right where you want to be, really, with half of the season to go. So it's a big game. It's a big game. Now, on the other hand, if you let Seattle come in and you let Seattle win the game and Seattle get some of that momentum back, and then, okay, maybe now the questions start to come back about these Timbers. Was it just, 3 games where they were able to put stuff together, but can they do it consistently? So I think this is kind of an important proving ground game and night for the Timbers.
More dangerous for either team. You got to choose one, though. What's more dangerous, the Timbers losing this momentum or Seattle finding theirs?
I think Seattle will find theirs. They're dealing with a lot of injuries still, as they were 2 weeks ago when the Timbers beat them as a young Sounders lineup in that game. So that's going to happen at some point during the season. I think the Timbers are catching them at a very good time. So I think it's more dangerous for the Timbers, from a Timbers perspective, to lose the momentum. They got to keep this going. There's no doubt about it. They have a hole to climb out of that they put themselves into the first 14 games of the season before the World Cup break. They are on their way out of it, right? Like they are well over halfway out of that hole, you could say, to continue the metaphor, but they got to keep climbing. I think no doubt this is a kind of a bigger game, I would say, for the Timbers.
He's Jake Zivin, MLS Apple TV, also co-host of Timbers Fan right here, Tuesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. While you're out this week traveling around the country, I spoke with Cole Bassett. We talked a little bit about the freedom in the midfield and how he's been able to play a little higher up. David DaCosta seems to be dropping a little bit more back, but there seems to be so much more freedom in that midfield to get your wingers and your striker up front. And I can't help but give a lot of credit to that to Jack Cassidy, the interim manager. Talk to me about what it is about Jack that you've seen. This might be his last game. We're not quite sure all the specifics on that, but talk to me what you've seen from Jack Cassidy taking over.
Yeah, it was a nice birthday present for Cole to talk to you on his birthday.
I got lucky.
Right? No, exactly. Jack's done an amazing job, and this is a really hard situation to come into. You're the T2 head coach, right? So you're the coach of, the second team in MLS Next Pro, who have been fantastic this year, by the way, by far their best season ever. And then you get put in charge of a team in limbo. Coach leaves, they part ways with the coach. It's not a good start to the season. You've got like 4 weeks of just training, not even playing a game, just practicing. And you've got to keep these guys happy, and you've got to keep the vibes good, or try to, when the vibes haven't been good because they haven't been winning games. And he did an incredible job of that. I just think he really simplified things for everybody. He simplified their roles, the ideas on the field, what he wants them to do. And clearly he brought fun back to the team, right? I mean, you can see it at training. Training's light, training's fun, training's enjoyable. And not that, there's anything that Phil Neville did that made it not that way. But when you're going through a grind of a season and you're not getting results, the pressure starts mounting. It's hard for everybody, no matter what the coach is trying to do to kind of keep the mood light. So Jack, I think, did a great job during this reset. He has reset kind of the feeling around this team. And look, it's putting a little pressure on Mauricio Fuentes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they keep winning before Mauricio Fuentes gets his visa and can get here, now you got to keep it going, man. And it's a little bit of a different situation for a coach coming in. Total credit, huge credit to Jack Cassidy, who's just done an incredible job.
A two-parter question. We're going to talk forwards here for a moment. Pipe Mora had that amazing moment. We don't need to.
It was awesome.
Don't need to get into that. We've given Pipe his love, and maybe you and I can laugh about it tomorrow in person. But Gage Guerra is still hurt. You're at training, so it's a two-parter. Talk to me about the new signing, Vincent Janssen, but also what's the status of Kevin Kelsey going in tomorrow?
Yeah, I am reporting live from the Timbers Training Center, which is not open to the media today. So I will keep some of those observations to myself.
Sure.
For that, as I have special access because I'm calling the game tomorrow. I'll say that it did sound earlier in the week like Kelsey's injury was not major, which is really positive. I mean, you could see it. It was a collision, right? And so it's going to hurt. It's going to be a bruise, but it didn't seem like it was going to be more than that. As for Vincent Janssen, I know that he is still, same thing with Mauricio Fuentes, still getting his in the visa process, right? So I do not believe he's going to be available for tomorrow unless something crazy happens, and that's normal. But it's an experienced player, obviously. I know you guys couldn't really talk about him much on Timbers Fan on Tuesday because it was reported, but the deal wasn't official yet. He made a big move to Monterrey, which is a huge club that they played the Timbers in Leagues Cup. Huge club in Mexico about 6 or 7 years ago. And it didn't go great. It was okay. But they have really high expectations at that club. And then he went back over to Europe, to Belgium where he was pretty successful. He's still a good age, right? He's 32, so he's still got something to give. And he's a big guy. He's a talented guy. I mean, look, if you watch highlights, you can tell he's a big physical presence. With him and Kevin Kelsey as kind of the two strikers on this roster, like watch out for if you're a defending back line, you're gonna have to deal with whether it's Kelsey for 60 minutes and then this big guy comes in for 30 minutes, or whether it's Vincent for 60 minutes and then now you got Kelsey coming in. It's a lot for opposing teams to deal with. So it should be a good signing. It seems like a good signing. His wife is from Texas, is what I'm told, and I think she's there in Austin right now. So she's gonna move up here, but there's a connection already to the United States, right? And that really helps with the transition. They wanted to come back to this country, wanted to come to this country, right? And so I always think when you have, even like in Austin, Texas is very different. Well, Austin's not that different from Portland, but Texas is very different from Portland. But still, like, you're familiar with the country, and he's not going to be surprised when they have to make a trip to, Orlando or something like that. And he's like, oh, this is far away, right? Which some people who are from Europe and they're used to playing in the Belgian league or the Danish league are like, wait, I can't just take a bus 45 minutes to the game. We've got to fly 6 hours. So that will really help the transition. Just, I think, the knowledge of the culture, knowledge of the country, and he's a good player. I think it's a good signing. I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Yeah, anybody that wants to play in the MLS and then comes to Portland, you're going to instantly be a fan favorite. Jake, I'll get you out on this one. Let's have a little fun. You and Taylor travel a lot around the country, and you do the big games for Apple TV. But he's coming home to your town. Are you gonna cook dinner at home for him, or where are you gonna go out? Where would you take him? I don't need to dox yourself too much, but where are you gonna take him when he comes out here?
Hey, Taylor knows he's welcome in my hood on the east side, southeast Portland. I live off Hawthorne Boulevard. Maybe after the game we'll go to Space Room, get a drink or two. Look, both of us, I think, Taylor has been traveling across the entire country this summer, appearances and left and right during the World Cup. We just did the All-Star game in Charlotte. He's exhausted, so I think he's going to rest as much as he can up until the game. And we'll see. Maybe after the game I'll bring him over to the east side. the real Portland, and we'll grab a drink.
He's Jake Zivin. He'll be on the call for MLS, Apple TV, him and Taylor Twellman. You can also catch the game on the radio. Fletcher Johnson, Aaron Heinz, and Adam Sussman right here on your home of the Portland Timbers. I got updated time. Looks like pregame will start at 6:45, kick at 7:45, so a true nightcap in the MLS. Jake, have a great call tomorrow. I'll come by and say hi like always.
My man, can't wait to see you tomorrow.
See you, buddy. Be good.
Bye.
That is Jake Zivin, hosts Timbers Fan with yours truly every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Well, the fan band will be back together this week. We'll talk a little Leagues Cup. We'll wrap up this quadrant that just went down for the Portland Timbers. They'll take on the Sounders. Should be a good, awesome environment and game. I'll see you at the stadium. We come back, little college football. Google me, 105.1 The Fan.
Is your financial...
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as Deebo Samuel is returning to the San Francisco 49ers on a one-year deal. The deal could be worth up to $7 million as Samuel appeared in 16 games last season, finishing with 72 catches, 727 yards, and 5 touchdowns with the Commanders. CBS Sports has announced that analyst Tony Romo will be put on leave from his role as a color commentator until further notice. According to Adam Schefter, J.J. Watt will replace Romo to work alongside Jim Nantz and Tracy Wolfson on the CBS broadcast. Over to the WNBA as your Portland Fire hosts Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever tonight inside the Moda Center. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as the Fire come into the contest as 8.5 point underdogs. Make sure to catch all of tonight's game coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And finally, your Portland Timbers are back in action hosting the Seattle Sounders inside Providence Park tomorrow night for yet another Cascadia Cup clash. Kickoff is set for 7:45 as you can catch all of tomorrow's game day coverage right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame kicks off at 6:30. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
the home of the firm of...
Here. If you missed in the first hour, you can download the Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you need hour number one ASAP, you can jump on the Odyssey app or YouTube, rewind, fast forward. Except for the future, give Case about 15, 20, 25 minutes. He'll get that up for you for your pleasure. But you can go back and listen to Dirt and Sprague. If you missed them, they had nice conversation about the Blazers this morning, despite making fun of me, which I suppose we'll take. Stephen Vaughn in the chair next to me, filling in for Danny Marang one day. Danny will be back one day. One day I'll fly away. Leave all this to yesterday. What? Nothing?
Keep going. Yeah. More.
You just heard from Jake Zivern. Timbers coverage on the Fan presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Big Ten Media Days wrapped up yesterday, and of course they saved the best for last, right? Is he, in talking about Curt Cignetti, real quick before we play some fun audio and kind of talk about what he is talking about, the meteoric rise of Cignetti is historic. It will go down in infamy. He could retire tomorrow, and we would still talk about him for decades and decades to come. Is he the most likable coach in college football right now? Is it number one? Is he? I know a lot of people love to argue that he's the best. I don't know if I'm there quite yet. I would like to see some more sustained success in it. But is he the most likable right now?
Yeah.
Because he's actually really unlikable guy. But
right.
Everyone has clung on to him.
But because he has quotes that he puts out there that they're unlike anybody else, really. Like the SEC comes out and they're already making cases of, hey, if we go 9-3, we should make the playoff. And Cignetti's like, nah, dude, we're the best. We win. We don't complain. Like, hey, when he was first hired and they were asking him, Indiana had the nice little run at the start of the year. They're like, hey, man, like, where did you come from? How'd you do this? He's just Google me, man. Just Google me. I win. And so, yeah, I mean, because I bet if you got to know him, he probably isn't the coolest guy. You're probably like, yeah, this guy's kind of just old and lame.
Yeah, I don't think he sucks. I don't think he's like a jerk that you don't want to hang out with. I think he's just probably really boring.
Just boring. But when he gets in front of people, he knows what to say to get people riled up. And so, yeah, I mean, it is likable because he's a real football guy.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of saying things to get people riled up, this was him at the podium, Big Ten Media Day.
The Big Ten is the best league in football. And a lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road. Very physical football teams, very well coached. It definitely prepares you for the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. The numbers speak for themselves. I mean, we don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say we fell short. We don't cry a river, whine, and complain.
I wonder who he's talking about there. By the way, getting through all these, if we had to rate winners and losers, do one of those kind of stupid things, the SEC are the biggest loser from media days, correct?
Yeah, because they're already saying, hey, we're going to lose 3 games, but we deserve to make the playoffs.
They also basically are saying we're not going to win a natty this year either. It's like they feel like it's Oregon, Ohio State, or Indiana, maybe Miami.
It's crazy. It's just, I mean, it's only 3 years. It's been
Notre Dame.
It's been 3 years. And it's just like, everything's falling apart. We don't know how to act. We don't know what to say.
If you go back to 2006 and you look at the last 20 years, they have like 6 years of not winning a natty.
They just dominate.
But it's only the last 3, and we're freaking out over here.
Everybody go crazy. We're going crazy. But I just, because do you think that's the thing, is the SEC going to bounce back this year and win a title? Mm-hmm. I mean, they could, obviously, but it's just, I feel like I look at the top of the Big Ten, they're better than the top of the SEC.
And I think that's what Cignetti is kind of leaning to, is the SEC is deeper. We talked about this yesterday. Right. The SEC from top to bottom is deeper. Mississippi State waxes Purdue. Absolutely smokes them.
100%.
And you can find the mid-tiers that do the same, okay? It's not until you get to maybe Iowa SC kind of territory where things start to get a little bit dicey. However, how many teams in the SEC do you think can win a national championship this year?
Georgia, Texas. I'll put Texas in there because they're talented
I will.
enough.
I'll put Texas in there and Georgia, but my list might stop there.
Yeah, because A&M's no, Alabama no. I know I'm missing one of the Ole Miss. No, thank you.
LSU's not there.
LSU no.
DeBoer's not there.
No. Yeah, it's those two.
I can't see Summerall turning around Florida like that.
No, not
that
this
quick.
quickly. No. Yeah, it's two. It's Georgia and it's Texas.
Heupel's got a good program at Tennessee. He's not winning a title.
No.
To where Big Ten, we can legitimately say Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana.
It's the three.
And what's interesting is here's Indiana, the reigning Big Ten champ, the reigning national champ, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, the reigning coach of the year, #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Are we sleeping on Indiana this year?
I think a little bit.
I think we are.
I think a little bit, but at the same time, and look, I said this yesterday, their transfer portal class is actually really good this year. It was number 8, I believe, according to 247 Sports. The 2 years prior to that, they were like mid-20s, and they're still winning 11 games. They're winning national championships with that portal class. Now they're actually getting really good portal classes. So we'll see what Cignetti does with that, because he was already coaching up guys that teams didn't want, and now he's getting guys that teams actually wanted. And so I think we are a little bit, but they lost a lot, and you lose the #1 overall pick. I think that's where you can say, okay, I can see where you put Oregon above them. Oregon kept their top 5 pick. Dante Moore probably going to be #2 overall pick. He comes back. Indiana loses theirs with Mendoza. That's kind of maybe the slight edge you give to Oregon there going into the season. But I mean, would it shock you if Indiana's in the playoff and they're in the semifinals and they're right there again? No, not at all.
No, really my only concern with Indiana is just I don't know what to think of Hoover. That's my biggest thing. Not doubting, I just don't know what to think.
Because I feel like he can kind of be a turnover machine a little bit sometimes, and Cignetti's not going to want that, right? And so, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know that we're underrated Indiana, but they're going to be right there. They're going to be right there.
Their schedule is a little more favorable than everybody else, too. Let's run through it real fun, and we'll play that game like we like to. First game on the docket is at home. It's a 9 o'clock kick on Fox. It might be the big nooner. Is hosting North Texas. That looks a lot cooler on paper than it actually is because their coach and quarterback are at
North
Oklahoma
Texas
State.
Was actually good last year. They might be horrible.
They might be really bad this year. That would have been cool, though, to see Mestemaker take on Indiana.
Yeah, Eric Morris and Mestemaker going into Indiana. They've been sick.
We're North Texas fans on this show, especially because I have to be because they beat Wazoo like 72-4, something stupid like that. I don't even know how you get 4. And then they'll take on Howard and then Western Kentucky. Look, if there's anything I will give the SEC a little credit for in complaining is that this Indiana preseason schedule is
brutal.
Buns.
It is cheeks, bro. It is cheeks.
I mean, Oregon playing Boise State and Oklahoma State
that's murderer's row.
Yes, compared to this.
Murderer's row compared to Indiana.
I mean, Ohio State has Texas, so that's the ultimate. LSU's going to play Clemson.
But look, Cignetti figured it out, dude. Like, don't play anybody.
Yeah.
Because if you lose, you're out. And you win, you're in.
They'll start Big Ten. This is their Big Ten schedule. They'll host Northwestern. They're at Rutgers. They're at Nebraska. And then they'll host Ohio State. The next week, they go on the road to Michigan. Side note, I think Michigan's going to suck really bad. And then they go back home to host Minnesota. They'll take their bye week. Then they host USC.
Okay. That'll be a fun one.
Then they will go on the road to the Mistake at Montlake at UW. And they'll finish up the season at home against Mississippi State. Purdue.
So there's 4 games.
There's some traps in there. Nebraska could be tough on the road.
Yeah.
Going to Omaha, there's no kick time for that, so we don't know. That could be a night game. That could be a nooner game. If I was Big Ten, I'd put that game at night.
At UW.
At UW will be a fun game.
That's a fun game.
USC,
USC going to Indiana, that's a fun game.
UW against Ohio State was a really, really rough game to watch last year.
Yeah.
But UW kind of held with Ohio State for the first half.
If the offense could do anything, they would have been right in the game. Their offense was horrible.
You could have beat Ohio State if you had a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, and an O-line. I would have done it.
Dude, Washington, last year in their losses, Patrick, they averaged just over 9 points a game in their losses.
It's terrible.
In their wins, they were 41.5 points per game.
Look, nobody takes...
When they play anybody good, they were horrible.
Nobody takes more shots at UW than I do.
That's why I thought you'd like that.
Dude, they lost to a team whose leading passer was the punter. Okay, all right. That's like that. I'll tell you what. If my kids went to let's say I had a newborn right now at 41 years old.
Okay. Sounds horrible.
And my son or daughter, they decided to grow up and go to Wazoo. Okay. Now they get to Washington State in 18 years from now. In 19 years from now. Probably 19 because they'll have to repeat the third grade.
Right.
In 19 years, they'll go to Wazoo. And I will tell them, you want to piss off a Husky, tell them that they once lost a game to a team whose leading passer was a punter, and they would accuse me of lying.
They would.
They would say that's folklore. That's just rival on rival.
You know what? If I was that punter too, I would print that box score and frame it.
Without a doubt.
We won a game and I was the leading passer.
I would have.
I'm a punter.
I would have Luke Fickell autograph it, and I would somehow try to
authenticate it.
Yeah, I would somehow try to find a way to get Jed Fish to authenticate it too, and Damon Williams. Anyway, we digress. Indiana, yeah, and that's going to be, I think, the biggest testament to Cignetti. Again, I am not a Cignetti hater by any means. I think he's awesome. I don't know if I think he's the best coach in college football. X's and O's, maybe.
He's just done something that no one's ever done before.
Correct.
And that's the part where it's just man, how can you not rate this guy at the top?
Agreed. Now, if he goes to a playoff again this year, hits the semifinal, goes to an Natty, hell, if he wins one, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
It is.
I mean, people will start talking about him.
Is he the best of all time?
Like he's Nick Saban.
They would be.
Over.
You know?
Yeah, because the Indiana transformation from being where they were to where they are is the biggest transformation in college football history, and it's not even close.
We think.
No, we don't think. We know.
I'm excited to watch Big Ten football this year. I think it's going to be really good. And the SEC is going to be fascinating as well as they beat each other up, and we'll have that conversation. You know, I mean, hell, we can get into it right now. If your conference beats each other up, does that mean you have a good conference? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If everybody's got three losses because our conference is really hard,
or you just all mid,
or you all just kind of mid, yeah. Because I feel like the Pac-10 used to beat each other up, and we truly believed it did. But the national media were like, nah, they're just not good.
They just all suck.
They just don't play defense like the SEC, and it's because we've heard of the forward pass. The Pac-10 makes quarterbacks,
not just bully ball.
John Mateer, Cam Ward, Tyler Shuck, let's go,
dude. You threw Cam Ward in there. Nice. Justin Herbert.
Marcus Mariota. Aaron Rodgers. Jared Goff. Shall I continue?
John David Booty.
Ooh, John David Booty.
Mark Sanchez.
Dirty Sanchez. Dirty Mark. Any other current guys I'm missing?
Barkley.
Sam Darnold. Boom, roasted.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah.
No, I think that's it.
Is that everybody?
Andrew Luck.
Yeah, I mean current. But Andrew Luck, yeah. Great Pac-10 quarterback.
DJ Uiagalelei, is he in the NFL still?
I think he's a backup.
Yeah, he's a backup somewhere.
He's a backup somewhere?
I think he's probably still in L.A.
Hey, who's the new OC for the Philadelphia Eagles? Sean Mannion?
Mannion.
There you go, right there. Go Beavers. See, Pac-12, baby. All right, enough waxing about that.
Kellen Moore.
No, he went to Boise State.
Yeah, right.
Wow. They're not real Pac-12.
They're wannabes. They're wannabe Pac-12.
Fake.
Well, they are now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, does the Pac-12 claim Kellen Moore now?
I would. I tell you what, if I'm a Pac-12 fan, yeah, he's one of the most successful college football quarterbacks ever.
David and Derek Carr, Pac-10 legends.
Jared Zabransky.
Jared Zabransky's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Dude, won Fiesta Bowl. That's my favorite football
we
name
forgot
I've ever
Bo
watched.
Nix, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah, Bo Nix. Good call.
Shout out to my dad. He just texted me. He's not.
Gardner Minshew, anybody?
Ooh, nice.
Shout out Papa Vaughn. When we come back, some NFL notes from around the league. A lot to catch up on as it's been busy days in the NFL. We'll do that next. Stephen Vaughn, Patrick Harris, 105.1 The Fan.
The new
Picking up the pieces a little bit from our last conversation, I'm very thankful that my boss didn't walk in, because sometimes when I do stupid things, he'll walk in and be like, are you an idiot? We missed Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, all in the same draft.
That draft wasn't that long ago either.
And all those guys either were drafted from a Pac-12 school or attended a Pac-12 school before they were drafted.
Now, in fairness, Patrick, I was thinking of 2000, like back in 2000.
Sure.
I'm thinking Jason Gesser.
Carson Palmer.
Luke Falk.
You said Jake Locker during the
Jake
break.
Jake Locker. Like, I'm thinking those guys. So that, in fairness to me. But yes, we did.
Kyle Bowler.
We did miss the obvious Bo Nix.
The low-hanging fruit.
Jaden Daniels. Oh, you only want a Heisman. Don't worry about it.
Hey, to go full circle, though, I'll bet you Arizona State fans feel the same way about Jaden Daniels as I do about Cam Ward. I didn't think Jaden Daniels was very good at Arizona State.
I thought he was going to be awesome, and he never did anything.
Never did anything.
And then he went to LSU. He was awesome. Like, hey, I told everybody he was going to be great.
And then his rookie year in the NFL, he was also awesome.
He was the best quarterback in the NFC that year.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
I think he has potential to be the best quarterback in the NFC again.
If he, I
love Jaden Daniels. I think he's.
If he can stay healthy.
I think he's awesome.
I like Jaden Daniels a lot. Some notes for
Casey wants to kill me over there.
I just don't believe in Dan Quinn at all.
Oh, really? Oh, I think Dan Quinn is like the modern day
Belichick.
No, I think he's like the modern day NFL head
Who
coach.
does Jaden Daniels throw the ball to this year?
Oh, that I have no idea.
Chris Cooley.
It's what it is. I mean, it's pretty much what it is.
Andy Johnson.
You get Zach Ertz and Terry McLaurin.
Zach Ertz. God, he's old.
I'm obsessed with his wife. Julie Ertz.
Yeah.
She's my favorite U.S. women's team player ever.
I mean, Scary
Not
Terry.
named Abby Wambach, because Abby's
Scary
my girl.
Terry healthy this year? No. I'm sure he'll get hurt in week 4.
I'm sure Jaden Daniels will get hurt in week 4, too. He's got elbow problems, right?
Oh, that elbow is nasty.
Yeah, dude, it's gross. He's got a giant brace
Yeah.
on it now. I am robot. We'll stay in Washington, as they did lose one of their receivers. Deebo Samuel decides to go back to San Francisco. Sounds like Ricky Pearsall might not play at all this season, so they need some backup. Look, I was never out on Deebo Samuel. I think he got a lot more praise than I was willing to give him, but he's a very versatile wide receiver, and they could use him back in San Francisco. Right? Is that the take?
Isn't he cooked?
Is he cooked?
Isn't he cooked?
72 catches, 750 yards, and 5 touchdowns last year, and his quarterback was injured half the year.
I don't
know.
But he had Mariotto. Mariotto was pretty good as a backup last year. I'm not going to lie. Last year's my favorite season of Mariota as a professional, period.
He was
He was
cool.
great.
He
He
was
was
cool.
fun to watch.
I don't know. He might not be cooked. I feel like he is maybe a year away from being
Look
absolutely
at you being
fried.
a Duck Homer again.
Jeez.
Back on the wagon.
You are a Duck Homer. I didn't realize this.
Did you watch the games? They weren't good.
But
they loved him.
The Commanders did not play good games.
No, but he was great, dude.
Mariota got them into one-score games because Dan Quinn and that defense was able to be tough.
Look,
down
when
the
I
line.
see
They did play some fun games, though.
Yeah, dude, when I see old guys strap it up in the NFL and have fun and then they take off their helmet and there's gray everywhere, paging Joe Flacco, paging Phillip Rivers, I root for that. Mariota's one of those guys now. It is not pro-Duck. It is pro-olds.
Ooh, pro-old.
Which is funny because Mariota's not even that
Keep
old.
that
He's like low 30s.
I know, he's not even Joe Flacco's age.
It doesn't keep that same energy with Aaron Rodgers, though.
He's too old.
That's because he is exhausting.
Let's hype up Joe Flacco like he's not
Mariota's
exhausting.
32.
Last time I checked, Joe Flacco has won a playoff game before Aaron Rodgers has.
No.
No? Who won a playoff game last? Aaron Rodgers or Joe Flacco?
Aaron Rodgers.
Can you prove that?
Prove it.
I can't.
Boom, roasted.
Who won a Super Bowl more recently?
That's probably Rodgers.
That would be Joe Flacco.
Oh, okay, boom. So Joe Flacco better than Rodgers. Got it.
No.
Is Joe Flacco elite? So Deebo signs there. We'll stick in wide receiver news as the Saints have locked in Olave because they need receiver depth. Look, the Saints are an interesting thing. I think he got $90 million guaranteed over the next 4 years. The Saints are going to be a very interesting team for me to watch. We kind of laughed and joked at the beginning of the show about Tyler Shuck crossover from Dirt and Sprague this morning. If you missed that, go back and check it out on the podcast, wherever you get yours. The Saints, to me, are going to be a fascinating thing over the next few years. They're not going to be good. They weren't going to be good last year, but then all of a sudden they won some games. They seem to have been drafting well. I don't know where I am on Kellen Moore as a head coach. Brilliant offensive mind, but I don't know. What I like about Dan Quinn, which I was trying to say, is Dan Quinn gives me a lot of Harbaugh and Dan Campbell kind of vibes of dudes that are, you don't have to be brilliant X and O to be a head coach. If you can be kind of the college rah-rah guy, but as an adult, that's what I like about Dan Quinn. I don't know if Kellen Moore is that, but Tyler Shuck took steps last year, and locking down Olave is a nice piece for them.
Yeah, and so that division is very winnable too.
Very.
And so if Shuck can improve on what he did last season, again, when you're playing in games that don't really matter, do those stats count? Yes, they count, but sometimes you put up stats on a bad team, good stats, bad team. Maybe Shuck's that guy, but I'm not saying the Saints are going to take that next step, but they at least have. If you're a Saints fan, you have some optimism going into the season.
Again, your optimism is you hope that offense is flying on all pace. Their defense is going to be atrocious.
Trash.
Their best defensive player, again, was Demario Davis. He now plays for New York. Mm-hmm. And Brian Brise, or however you pronounce his name, he just tore his ACL. He was their starting D tackle. He was kind of their anchor, kind of their every down guy that they could rely on to allow Demario Davis to do work. I don't have any faith that they are going to win games because of their defense. They're going to have to score 30 points a game.
But all you got to do is maybe go 9-8 and win that division. 8-9 won it last year.
Yeah.
And maybe the Panthers take a next step. Maybe Bryce Young's the guy. I don't know about that. I don't think that. Baker and the Bucks, that's
it's obvious
a lot.
That the Bucks are taking the step back, but you have to hope that Carolina doesn't take enough steps forward.
Right.
That
that's the team. It's Carolina takes it forward because Atlanta was always just going to be Atlanta. I feel like they're just mid no matter what.
Matt Ryan's out there probably playing quarterback week 1.
Right. I am pro Carolina on this show. I have been all last year.
All right.
I don't know what it is. I'm not super pro Bryce Young, but I think there's a lot of collection of talent on that team. I don't expect the Saints to be good. I think they're getting better. I think they're building. They need a couple drafts where they pick like 9, 10, or 11 and get that O lineman, that D tackle, and really start to build that way. But let's stick in the NFC South. The big thing in there is the question of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
How pissed off is Baker going to be? If Baker's pissed off, does he play awesome? Does he play gunslinger? Is he the poor man's Brett Favre, or is he the efficient guy we've seen in Tampa that's willing to take a hit and do whatever he can to win? Because if Tampa moves on from Baker, I don't know where they go from there.
Baker's the guy that he's good enough to win games, but is he good enough to take it to the next step? Like they've gotten to the doorstep, they've gotten to the playoffs, and it wasn't Baker's fault that they lose in the playoffs. But at the same time, it's like, is he going to elevate your team from good to great or from great to elite? I just don't know that he's that guy. And so, like, I get from the Bucks' perspective, like, I don't know that I want to invest 4 or 5 years of $50+ million in this guy.
Yeah.
Like
is Baker worth $50 million?
He's 31.
Like that.
The franchise tag is 50.
That's the thing. Like, I get like they offered him like 2 years, like $40 million a year. Like, I get that. But to go higher than that, I don't know that I would. I actually love that the Bucks aren't just giving in and aren't just giving him a big giant contract and say, hey, we are what we are. Here's Baker Mayfield. Like, shoot for a little bit better than that.
Let's see. Quarterback contracts and salaries. I'm going to tell you what they make a year, and I'm going to ask you if they are better than Baker Mayfield. Patrick Mahomes at $64 a year.
Cha.
Yep.
Dak Prescott at $60.
Yep.
I'm not in on that.
Case and I live in the same world when it comes to Dak Prescott.
Give Baker Mayfield, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Jake Ferguson.
You think Baker is better than Dak?
Yes.
Whoa.
Give Baker Mayfield give Baker Mayfield an empty cap space that Jerry Jones has, and just let him go. Let him talent around him.
I don't think Baker is better than Dak. However, Dak should not be the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
I can agree with that.
Joe Burrow at 55.
Joey B.
Joe B's my QB1. He's my QB1. Ooh. If you didn't know that, he's my QB1.
Love it.
Yep. I think he's got all the tools. Josh Allen at 55.
Josh, obviously.
Jordan Love at 55.
I would take. Baker's been proven to be better, but I still think Jordan Love could be great.
I agree as well. Trevor Lawrence at 55.
I'd take T-Law.
I'm taking Baker.
Okay, all right.
I'm still stuck on this Dak thing. What's Dak's record in the playoffs?
I don't know. You have to get there.
He's 2-5. What's Baker's record in the playoffs?
I don't know.
2-3. They're the same.
One's bigger. That's what she said.
One plays with, again, the Dallas Cowboys. One plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But you're acting like the Bucks' receiving core was trash. It's cheeks.
They weren't healthy.
They've been fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, when they were healthy, they were fine. Dak's just, they're about the same quarterback. Yes, I agree with you, but Dak's a little better than Baker.
Again, the receiving core hasn't been healthy. Like, Chris Godwin didn't play a full season. Mike Evans didn't play a full season. So, I don't know what the argument is there. You're comparing Dak Prescott, who has CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, to, 10-year veteran Mike Evans and 8-year veteran post-ACL surgery that set him back multiple years, Chris Godwin.
Who's the kid from Ohio State they have?
Egbuka.
How many games did he play last year?
Oh, that's true. Fair point. Moving on in the $55 million range, we get to Matthew Stafford.
I mean, that's the best quarterback in the game right now.
Drop down to 53, you have Jared Goff.
I'm taking Goff.
I think I'm taking Goff as well. Pac-12 legend, Jared Goff.
That's right. Number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. Which I watched that count and I was like, that guy? Good
guy's
luck.
number 1?
I was like, good luck. Brock Purdy. The ultimate litmus test for quarterbacks is Baker Mayfield.
I would take Baker over Brock.
I think I would take Baker too.
I'm taking Baker.
Yeah. So that means we're estimating his value a little bit at 53. At 52.5 goes Justin Herbert.
Well, we all know Herbert's. You know Herbert's better.
If Baker Mayfield has a playoff record of 2-3, I'm taking Baker.
Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield?
Probably Baker.
I think I take Sam.
I think I'm taking Sam as well.
I think I take Sam. To round this out real quick, Lamar makes 52, Jalen makes 51. We're not counting Deshaun Watson.
Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold feel like the same quarterback.
But Sam Darnold led the league in turnovers last year.
And also won a Super Bowl.
Right, because his defense was the ultimate elite.
I guess the point I'm saying is to make the franchise tag would be 50 mil, okay? The franchise tag for a quarterback is 50 mil. That says these are the quarterbacks that make over 50 mil because there's Deshaun at 46 and then there's Jalen Hurts at 51.
I'll take Baker over Deshaun.
So I'll take Shador over Deshaun. So above Jalen, just for context, is Lamar, Herbert, Purdy, Goff, Stafford, Lawrence, Love, Allen, Burrow, Dak Prescott, Mahomes. How many of those quarterbacks would you take over Baker? I think a majority of them.
Yep.
So 50 mil may be too rich for my blood. Moral of the story.
I agree.
And we're pro Baker on this show. You know we are. Danny and I are pro Baker on this show.
Yeah, probably a little anti-Baker.
But I think 50 mil is too steep for Baker.
I do.
I think he's proven to be an elite quarterback every single time that he's had talent around him. And even when he hasn't had talent around him, again, that Tampa Bay team from last year, whose O-line and their front seven was so destroyed that Baker had to play with a broken shoulder pretty much the entire year.
He's a gamer, no doubt.
Again, Baker's that guy.
Hey, we doing this?
It's very,
he's a baller.
It's
He's
very hard for me to keep.
See, I think people,
Baker.
but I think people love him because he's a football player. Like, he'll try to run for the first down. He'll try to break a tackle. He doesn't want to slide. Like, I think people love him for that reason, and I get that.
He's a redemption project too.
Yeah.
Hey, we doing this at a Cheesecake Factory to being a good family man and a redemptive career post Cleveland. Binary Brewing and The Fan have teamed up for the only Fan IPA available for a limited time. Taste The Fan with Binary Brewing's signature West Coast IPA. Go to Binary Brewing's Beaverton location and ask them about their only Fan. So good. Only The Fan and Binary Brewing can pull it off. The trade deadline in Major League Baseball is on Monday. Questions to be asked, buyers, sellers, certain players. We'll get to a little bit of that next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, some NFL news for you as Deebo Samuel is returning to the San Francisco 49ers on a one-year deal. The deal could be worth up to $7 million as Samuel appeared in 16 games last season, finishing with 72 catches for 727 yards and 5 touchdowns with the Washington Commanders. CBS Sports has announced that analyst Tony Romo will be put on leave from his role as a color commentator until further notice. According to Adam Schefter, J.J. Watt will replace Romo to work alongside Jim Nantz and Tracy Wolfson on the CBS broadcast. Over to the WNBA as your Portland Fire host Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever tonight inside the Moda Center. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as the Fire come into the contest as 8.5-point underdogs. Make sure to catch all of tonight's game coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And finally, your Portland Timbers are back in action hosting the Seattle Sounders inside Providence Park tomorrow night. Kickoff set for 7:45 as you can catch all of tomorrow's game day coverage right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame kicks off at 6:30. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
We'll get to Web Gems coming up next, everybody's favorite. We'll get to that in about 10 minutes or so. But the Major League Baseball trade deadline is on Monday. I think that'll end at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is just in time for the big nooner on this program. I'm sure Danny has been off all week, spending all his time focused on Major League Baseball and who needs what at the deadline.
That's the rumor I heard. I heard that rumor.
I heard the Cardinals may bring back Albert Pujols.
I saw Yachty make a play in the dugout the other day, so maybe he's going to come back.
They're going to move J.J. Weatherholt to second because the Wiz is back at short.
Ray Langford out in left.
Rick Ankiel in center.
Oh, see, I was going to go Jim Edmonds.
Well, Jim Edmonds is going to DH. He's a little older these days.
All right.
Yeah.
Save
the knees.
That glove is...
David Freese is going to come back to play third base.
David Freese. Do you know that David Freese played for my Cleveland Guardians, too, after that? After he hit that game-winning home run in the World Series. World Series winning home run. After he hit that, he played for like 4 teams and then was out of the league.
Yeah, because he wasn't very good.
He wasn't very good.
Yeah, he just had that one moment.
He just connected on a ball. Legend. And he's an absolute Cardinals legend.
Again,
it's one of my favorite World Series of all time. That World Series was so good.
So good.
I find it very similar to how Alex Gordon's career ended up.
Alex Gordon was a good player.
Did he play for anyone else though?
No, he was a Royal. He was a Royal for life.
A Royal, just immortalized in Royal history.
Alex Gordon is the Hall of good players. Yes.
Well, he had a lot.
Not
of
very good.
He had so much hype around because I think he was a number 2 overall pick, maybe something like that.
But he was a great player. I mean, Royals fans would put him probably in their top 5.
Yeah, he had a couple real nice seasons.
Brett 1, Saberhagen 2, Salvi 3. Salvi may even be number 2.
190 career homers.
Like, Bobby will pass him by, but Alex Gordon is that fan favorite that everybody loved. Hosmer's probably somewhere around there, too.
3-time All-Star.
But they loved Alex Gordon.
Hosmer had a real tough end in San Diego.
You have homework, Steven.
Homework.
Ask Rob.
What?
This conversation that we're having.
Oh.
Ask Rob.
Yeah. Top 5 Royals of all time.
Top 5 Royals of all time.
Is Alex Gordon a top 5 Royal of all time?
Probably because of the World Series.
Yeah. Super fan favorite. You got Sal Perez on there, Brett Saberhagen, and George Brett.
Right.
Bobby Witt will be there.
Danny Tartaple.
Billy Butler.
Wade Davis.
I love Wade Davis.
Dude, he was so good.
Don't get it twisted. Series, I loved Wade Davis. He's still in the league, too.
Is he?
Yeah. They had another reliever. Kelvin Herrera. Was he on that squad?
Herrera. Yeah.
They had another closer, too. They got Johnny Cueto. That's what won that World Series. 2015. Go Royals. Some notes here for the MLB trade deadline as it's coming up. I think one of the biggest questions, and it's not just because it's kind of local, and Casey, your homework might be to ask Luke Anderson this. I think the big question for me, at least in the American League, is are the Mariners buying or selling? That's the question for them. I've not been a big believer in Dan Wilson. I don't like hires like that just because you think they're going to be great. I don't think he's done a great job this year, but neither has the offensive production. Talked about it the other day, maybe earlier this week, firing their assistant hitting coach because you don't want to fire the hitting coach because his name is Edgar Martinez, and the street outside the stadium is named after that guy is kind of a weird situation for me. But I don't know where the Mariners are. Look, Randy Arozarena is having a career year, and he's going to walk. So do you trade him? Or do you bring in somebody at DH, which you desperately need, at right field, which you desperately need, a DH you could desperately need? Because, look, Dom Canzone ain't doing it for me. It might do it for you Mariner fans out there. Oh, but Luke Raley hits home run. Dude, stop. We were talking about Luke Raley and Dom Canzone, okay? Go find somebody with a pulse that can actually hit.
Good little players. By the way, Greg Holland.
Greg Holland, thank you.
That was the other.
That's who I was thinking of.
He was the closer. What a threesome. Holland, Davis, Herrera. By the way, okay. Mariners, though. Yeah. They need to do something, obviously. They should be buyers. But your question of, do you get rid of Arozarena now, or do you hang on to him? I mean, I'm hanging on to him.
Right. I am too.
He's a playoff performer that has proven in the past he can do it in the playoffs. And you know what? It is a different game. And so you need to get some hitting. The pitching is so good that if the Mariners are to make it now, 2.5 back in the AL West, you got to make it first. That's the obvious thing. But
and I don't believe in Texas, for the record.
No.
I don't believe in Texas.
No, I think the Mariners are still the best team in that division. Even over Houston, who's been playing a lot better as well lately, is also. So Seattle needs to get some bats, but the pitching is so good that that's a team that if you could just hit for a month in the playoffs, you can make a run.
Can make a huge run.
And the pitching is so good. So you got to continue to buy. I don't like the fact that you've gotten so much momentum the last couple seasons by actually finally making the playoffs. Last year, you take a step, you lose to the Blue Jays in a series you maybe should have won.
Agreed.
Let's not go backwards. Even though you've had a rough season so far, you can still build on that and hopefully not give up too much of your future in the minor leagues. Like, go out and make a move or two to try to improve this team because you want to be good not for this year, but next year too. Like, keep building at this.
It sounds like the pitchers in the minors are untouchable. Cade Anderson Sloan is off the table.
They should be.
The biggest problem they're going to run into is who might be available at the deadline. Jeremy Pena plays short. You don't need a shortstop. Let's see. Otto Lopez plays shortstop. You don't need a shortstop. Adley Rutschman plays catcher. You don't need a catcher.
C.J. Abrams plays shortstop.
You don't need a catcher.
Luis, I see what you did there. Hey. Luis Ariz, first, second. Don't need a first or second baseman. Now you could DH all these guys, but some of these guys are too good in the field to DH. Zach Neto, you don't need a shortstop. So that's the biggest problem the Mariners are running into is that what's available just doesn't fit them, especially if you believe in Cole Young at second and Colt Emerson at third, which if I'm them, I do. If you bring in a Jeremy Pena and you play him at short, you're not going to DH Colt Emerson. You're just not.
Who's the guys in the Mariners lineup that needs to play every day?
Josh Naylor.
Julio.
Josh Naylor. Let's just go around the diamond. Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, Cole Young, Colt Emerson, Brendan Donovan if he gets healthy, Randy Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez. Find somebody better, and the DH is find somebody better.
So you need one outfielder and a DH.
You need an outfielder and a DH.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
See,
and the rest of those guys to play better.
Right.
Colt and Cole can only do so much. They're rookies. They're kids.
And that's the thing. And maybe you go out and get an infielder so you don't have to put all the stress on those two young guys, on Emerson and Young. Like, go out and get another infielder. Get a Rise. Rotate them. So I feel like you. Here's the thing: is the Mariners, they want all these hitters, they want new batters. Well, they also say all their guys are so good. Where are they going to play? If they suck so bad, just get new guys in there. We've complained all year how bad they can't hit. Get new hitters then.
Without a doubt. Real quick, the Mets are selling, which is hilarious to me as they're already selling off dudes. AJ Minter went to the Twins, I believe. Sneaky little Twins team. I don't like that because I hate the Twins. The Atlanta Braves, they need to go find a starter. There are plenty of starters on the market. In fact, I think Seattle should be willing to part with a starter to try and get another big bat. I think you could move Bryce Miller. Obviously, you want to move Luis Castillo, but his contract's too expensive. You're going to have to eat a lot if you do. And I would think about moving George Kirby. I have heard Emerson Hancock might be available, but the Braves need a starter. Spencer Strider looks like to be done for the year.
Which is so sad.
Sad. One of the best mustaches in baseball. Him and Dylan Cease have the best mustache in baseball, in my opinion. Trent Grisham for the Yankees is pretty nice, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, my bad.
Thank you.
I don't want to forget Trent Grisham. Austin Wells had a good one, too, but he went beard. So you can find the Braves can facilitate that, and the name of the game for everybody right now is Tarek Skubal. Where's Tarek Skubal going to go? They gave him a standing O in Detroit yesterday, kind of assuming that was his last performance as a Tiger, even if he were slated to pitch on Sunday.
He also just surpassed 1,000 career strikeouts.
Oh, good for him. Good for him. The future Hall of Famer, 2-time Cy Younger. I think he'll be a Hall of Famer. But where does he go? Does he go to the Dodgers? Sometimes I feel like that's a little lazy narrative, but it's also got some reality behind it.
Because they go get everybody.
It's also it's because their farm system is so loaded they can afford it.
That's the thing.
They have the best scouts in baseball.
They've done a great job of building the farm system, and then they also have great players in the majors.
Yeah.
And unlike the Mariners, I usually just said, they just keep adding talent. They just figure it out later. You just add talent, and then you figure it out.
Now, if the Tigers were in a fire, if they were going to sell, go get like Spencer Torkelson or Riley Green. You can't afford Riley Green, but if you could get one of those dudes, now that's a different story. I think the Tigers are sitting in a position they have to trade Tarek Skubal. They're not going to be able to re-sign him, and I think they're okay with that because they kind of say, we have Tarek Skubal at home in Framber Valdez. I mean, they paid him a lot of money. Valdez is a very, very good pitcher. I don't think he's as good as Skubal, but he ain't chopped liver.
Right, and they got dudes.
Yeah.
They got some young guys that they can build around too. So it's not
Framber Valdez might be the best starter on a Mariners rotation. That's really, really good.
Right. It's not a complete rebuild if you're trading Skubal.
It's not.
And so you just have to get some pieces that you can add for the future and for now, for presently.
Yeah, you like Kevin McGonigal at short.
They're just calling out Max Clark.
Max Clark's coming up to play center. You got Riley Green in the outfield. Yep. Torkelson, in theory, is a first overall pick. If you're the Tigers, just get rid of him. Don't Shohei this. If you Shohei this and get nothing, dude, you're going to look so dumb.
Yep.
We already saw this. Don't be dumb. Trade deadline's on Monday. Keep your eyes peeled on that. Should be an active one. The expanded wild card, for example, just makes more teams in it, so more people believe it. All of a sudden, the Red Sox got hot, so they're believers now. Keep an eye on it. It'll be fun. Report back on Monday. We come back, Web Gems, everybody's favorite. I need some help, friends, because there's turmoil. Massive turmoil in my life. We'll get there next. 105.1 The Fan. All right, this Web Gems, everybody's favorite. We do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up in the big nooner, we'll circle back around on the Blazers, but instead of talking about city council and what happened yesterday, let's just kind of set the timeline for the future and what to expect, and we'll lay it all on the table for you all. And then Steven and I have been talking over the last few days some fun ways to look at college football, so we'll get into some college football, more of a 30,000-foot view. You had a great idea, and I had one that I just was curious how it would flesh out. Because I think at the end of the day, we might realize that college football is maybe the most ridiculous sport in America.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And not just NIL, but like everything.
Everything about it.
It's really ridiculous. And maybe it's college sports in general.
Like if you tried to explain college football to like a novice sports fan, they'd be like, what?
What?
Why?
The game is exactly the same. Everything else is different.
Yeah.
So we'll have some fun with that in the big nooner and then closing arguments to send you on your way. But I got some drama in my life. Web Gems comes to you via my fantasy baseball league. Okay? We're having issues over here. This is not a fantasy segment. This is not should I drop or keep Adley Rutschman. Which is something I'm struggling with right now. Or I mean drop or trade Adley Rutschman. It's not that. We have a team that is a perennial, very, very good team in our league who loves to send you trade offers that are absolute swindles. As some would call, if you accept them, the bong hit trade of the year. We are all weary of this, yet somehow he strikes when the iron's hot every single year. He has succeeded in that yesterday, much to the chagrin of our entire league. The worst part about all this, Steven, you ask? You didn't ask, but you asked, is he's our commissioner as well. This dude just traded Ivan Herrera,
all right,
Cole Carrig, Trey Yesavage, Davis Martin, and a 10th round pick, which is a first round pick for us, for Foster Griffin, who's a starter for the Nationals, Nick Martinez, who's had a great year in Tampa, Mike Trout, and Kyle Schwarber.
Whoa.
This dude is getting absolutely fleeced. Now, I am aware that he loves to get fleeced because I got Bobby Witt Jr. out of him last year, but I also paid a lot for it, and he almost won the league. Then he goes to this other team and gets Josh Hader for peanuts because the guy who ran the team got kicked out of the league already, to which nobody knew about, and was replaced by the guy who got kicked out of the league last year for not paying attention, who nobody knew about. I smell collusion, my friends. I have a buddy who texted me who said, I don't know if I'm going to play next year. And we all drink at the same place. We hang out with each other.
Ooh.
It's the bar league.
And this has been a league for a long time.
We've been a league for about 3 years.
Okay.
But we're slowly moving towards dynasty. Here's the other part. Let me put some more wrinkles into this story.
Love it.
The commissioner of the league, who's doing the fleecing right now, is a bartender at the bar.
Whoa. I tell you what, as a commissioner of a fantasy football league, the Vaughn Fantasy Football League in football for, I believe, this is year 19 we're going on.
Oh, wow, good on you.
Yeah. You got to be better as a commissioner. You can't be pulling this.
Do you think he's out of line here?
Yes.
And then we have a league group chat, text message group chain.
It's got to be put up to a vote.
He decided to rescind the Josh Hader trade without discussing it with anybody.
So you got to discuss. That's the problem. You got to discuss it with people. You can't just
flex commissioner powers without letting the
because
rest of the
you're
league
commissioner, but it's commissioner of a fantasy baseball league. Like you have no power. Let's be real. You gotta communicate.
This is what he texted the group text. After he will rescind the trade for Josh Hader.
His press release? Okay.
Yes, his press release, he will rescind the Hader trade, but the Mike Trout, Kyle Schwarber for Patrick Harris and Stephen Vaughn trade will go through. He texted the group chat and said, does that work for everyone, or are we going to have a text thread of big feelings for 2 hours again?
Whoa,
right? Whoa. Now he's taking shots.
Power to the brain here.
The funny thing is the commissioner is an old friend of mine. I love him to death. He's a great dude.
Hey, he's trying to win.
But what a couple of us say is, don't ever trade with him.
He's trying to win. I like that. I respect that.
Oh, without a doubt. And he's very good at fantasy. He does a hockey league as well and wins that frequently. What he does is he plays fantasy like math. It's all math.
Which
to
is
him.
good. That's
It
the way
is
you should
good
do
to win, but I also play with my feelings because I like emotions.
But you have big feelings.
I have big feelings.
That's your problem.
Big feelings. John Mateer, yes. Cam Ward, no.
See, I do have a problem with it. I also have a problem with how he went about it and how he's just rescinding one trade, not the other. It's got to be a discussion. It's got to be put up to a vote. I understand you're commissioner and you have the ultimate, the decision-making ability, but you're making it so it's not an even league for everybody.
So the Hader trade is being rescinded because not everybody knew that we kicked the owner out and brought the new owner back in.
Which is kind of crazy.
And that makes sense.
Right.
The other one is not going to be rescinded. The guy in the league is constantly checking on his team and is active and went all in for it last year. I traded him a king's ransom for Bobby Witt Jr. Now, he could really use Bobby Witt Jr. right now. That's neither here nor there. So, and what our commissioner says is the only reason to veto a trade is if you truly believe there is collusion. I do not believe there is collusion here. I just think,
it's a bad trade.
think it's a really, really bad trade, and someone was taken advantage of.
Well, then, so you would vote to keep the trade.
I voted against it, but I also know that doesn't matter. I just made my point. Commissioner has said for years he will only veto trades if it feels like collusion.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, if there's no collusion and you feel like there's no collusion, I actually would stand by it if that's your league rules.
I know. Sucks, dude.
It does suck that people are stupid and make bad trades.
I know.
Until they're on your side.
I stopped playing fantasy football years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, it really
was it a good choice?
It was a good choice. It was very healthy for my life. Well, my NFL fandom started to fade a little bit.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest reasons was I grew up a big Chargers fan, LT for life.
Right.
The real LT.
Yeah.
Greatest running back in NFL history. When Marty Schottenheimer was fired and Norv Turner was brought in, LT was the number one fantasy player.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And the next year he rushed for 1,300 yards less and 15 touchdowns less. And everybody was like, LT is a bum, without realizing Schottenheimer's last year, LT got 30 carries a game. And when Norv Turner came in, he got 17 a game because Phillip Rivers threw the ball. Because Marty Ball was running. So everybody was like, LT's washed. And I was like, I hate fantasy. I'm out.
That's when they got Malcolm Floyd and Antonio Gates started to make the come out.
Yep. You got it. Because Phillip Rivers was a stud. And they were like, why aren't we?
Jackson.
And Norv Turner.
So, they had Malcolm Floyd and Vincent Jackson.
Yeah.
And they had Keenan McCardell and Vincent Jackson for years before that.
And Norv Turner wanted to throw the rock. Marty didn't.
Marty's a real football guy.
Marty Ball, dude.
Dude,
So it pissed me off. So I actually, when Brett Favre retired from the Packers, I retired. And my buddy said, what will it get you to play football next year? And I was like, I got something. Brett Favre's never going to play again. If Brett Favre plays next year, I'll play. That SOB played for 2 more years. I won the league the next year and finished dead last the next.
And then bounced.
Nice.
And
to this day, if anybody asks me, will you play fantasy football? My answer is, if Brett Favre's playing, I'll play.
All right.
If Brett Favre's in our league, I guess that would count.
You'd have to play.
I think I would have to play.
play.
I would have to play. I wouldn't be stoked about it because he sounds like kind of a crummy human being, but that's my rule. If Brett Favre plays, I play.
All right. Well, what about? But you'll still keep playing baseball forever.
Oh yeah. I love baseball.
Fantasy baseball is fun.
It's actually chess. That fantasy football stuff, that's just checkers.
It's just luck. It's just luck, dude.
I really like Russell Wilson. He's going to be my starter. Wins the league. I'm out on that. When we come back, it's time for the Big Nooner. Little Blazer chatter and some college football. 2 hours down, 1 to go. 105.1 The Fan.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as Deebo Samuel is returning to the San Francisco 49ers on a one-year deal. The deal could be worth up to $7 million as Samuel, who appeared in 16 games last season, finished with 72 catches for 727 yards and 5 touchdowns for the Washington Commanders. CBS Sports has announced that analyst Tony Romo will be put on leave from his role as a color commentator until further notice. According to Adam Schefter, J.J. Watt will replace Romo to work alongside Jim Nantz and Tracy Wolfson on the CBS broadcast. Over to the WNBA as your Portland Fire host Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever tonight inside the Moda Center. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as the Fire come into the contest as 8.5-point underdogs. Make sure to catch all of tonight's game coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And finally, your Portland Timbers are back in action hosting the Seattle Sounders inside Providence Park tomorrow night. Kickoff set for 7:45 as you can catch all of tomorrow's game day coverage right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 a.m. when pregame kicks off at 6:30. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of dirt.
Welcome to the Big Nooner, the firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of your day. Stephen Vaughn in the chair for Danny Marang, who will make his triumphant return on Monday as the band will get back together. You know, the drill. After us, we'll toss it over to the final bonus hour of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 1 to 3 as Ducks Insider will make its triumphant return on Monday as well. Stephen, before I get to the rest of the spiel, you know, primetime 3 to 7, number one show in town for a reason.
Hell yeah.
13 hours live, local, continuous regional sports talk radio. Do you think it's a coincidence that Danny is returning on the same day as Duck Insider?
You know, I didn't think of that. I did not think of that. Maybe. I think you might be onto something here.
Danny, do you think Danny will come back and ready to rumble for this Dante for Heisman stance he's going to take?
I don't know. I think he'll probably... Part of me thinks that he'll ride for the USC guy real early.
Yeah, and that's the weirdest thing about the dude. He will not sit here and say that Jade Mayava will be a Heisman candidate. He won't. Because he thinks Darian Mensah is going to win the Heisman.
Well, that's the emotional hedge.
Yeah, it's Cam Ward at Miami.
Right. It's the emotional hedge because, look, hey, you know what? I didn't think Jaden Mayava would win a Heisman, but he did, so I'm happy. But then when he does, it's like, I knew he wouldn't do it. I see that a lot in Blazer fans.
I do that a lot with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What? You cut Caleb Love? This organization's down the drain.
Right.
By the way,
Nope,
get
don't
rid of
like that.
By the way, get rid of Jeremy Grant. Nobody wants Jeremy Grant except for a team with no power forwards could use Jeremy Grant right about now. Let's see. How many days until we get to talk Blazers basketball, do you think?
Well,
I saw you look at the board.
I looked at the board.
That's not 4 days until Blazer basketball.
I wish it was a
That's
countdown.
4 days since bad news.
I don't know. Once preseason starts.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait till late September.
Yeah.
That's the date on the calendar that I am the most excited for.
Preseason basketball.
Yeah, simply because I want to talk Blazers.
Or like training camp, I guess.
Yeah, I want to talk Blazers from a basketball standpoint.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to like what I have to say, Blazer fans, but I would rather talk about that than the
Well, then we can
situation.
overreact to every preseason game that happens. It doesn't matter either.
When Ja plays 10 minutes and has 13 points and everyone loses their S.
Hey, guys, I don't know if you knew this, but Harry Giles is going to be great.
Harry Styles is on the Blazers?
I haven't heard Harry Giles in a while.
Dude, the amount of people that told me how good he was going to be is crazy.
The Blazers have 2 preseason games, 2 away games. At the Sacramento Kings on October 13th and at the Warriors on October 16th.
Yeah, that's when we can start talking. That's when we can start the team. I mean,
October's so far away. I don't want to wait that long.
Well, we can do it now.
We can. Let's just do this real quick.
You
So the
want to?
Blazers,
Yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me.
The county is going to vote on the 6th, whether or not they're going to pass the money. It sounds like they're going to pass the money. Everybody's good to go. All right. Then the city's going to vote on the 12th. They're going to pass the vote. That gives you the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, that the city is going to give you the money. Then they start to negotiate behind closed doors. When they negotiate behind closed doors, they will get this thing figured out. It'll be more adults at the room and probably less city councilors because they probably won't allow the ones that don't know what's going on and are only reading through biased media members whose friends got fired. So that is the case, and then they have between August 12th and December to get this thing figured out, and I think they will. Is that it?
I agree. 100%, yes.
And the board behind me should get to Monday and say 7, should it not?
The question then is,
to
does
Saturday,
it get to 10?
to Sunday, to Monday. Yes.
Does it get to 10? I don't think so.
10 will be what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
And the county votes on Friday? Ooh. Oh, no, the county votes on Wednesday, yes. Is it not?
It should should align with each other.
County votes on the 5th, I want to say.
County votes on the 6th.
Sorry, the 6th, yeah.
That's a Thursday.
That's a Thursday?
It's the 6th of this
So
Thursday.
we can get to 10, but it could squadoosh right after that.
Die right there.
It's Multnomah County that votes on the 6th, and then Portland City Council votes on the 12th.
Yes. I think that's right. That sounds right.
That sounds right to me.
I just saw there's you know how text line breaks things up?
I saw that, yeah.
This guy's texting Dirt and Sprague right now.
A lot of text, too.
They just assume Dirt and Sprague live on the text line in their free time?
The first public hearing for the term sheet will be August 5th. City Council Multnomah County.
We'll screenshot that too, Dirt and Sprague.
Council deliberations on
It's
August
3
6th.
screenshots.
Final vote on August 12th. That's from KGW8.
What if they think we're Dirt and Sprague?
No,
Are you Dirt or Sprague?
I would have to be...
Tough to say.
That is.
Well, you're a basketball guy, so you might be
Sprague.
Sprague. Dirt and I are short and fluffy.
Sprague's tall, but he's a skinny man.
Yeah, very skinny man.
I am a tall, chubby man.
Yeah. Sprague's the skinniest of all skinny.
That's right.
Dirt and I are both duck homers.
That's right.
So I think I'm Dirt and you're Sprague.
All right.
Should we switch chairs?
Did they switch? Yeah, they switched chairs. I'm in Dirt's chair.
Correct. Let's talk a little basketball, man. Right. Let's try to be a little positive about the Blazers and a little, I didn't have this on the sheet, but why not, dude? Look, the starting 5, okay. I guess that's where we can start. Do you believe that there is no way Ja Morant doesn't start on this team?
I think there's a scenario where he's a 6th man, but I would put my money on that he's a starter day 1.
So your starter day 1 is going to be Dame at the 1, Ja at the 2, Tumani at the 3,
Tumani, Denny, Donovan.
Denny at the 4, and Donovan Clingan at the 5.
Yes.
Not a bad starting 5.
Nope.
I mean, the defense of your guards are going to be absolute buns.
And that's the thing. If you want to put Drew in there, I could see that because Drew Holiday is awesome.
And that's going to be the question.
Love Drew Holiday.
That's going to be the question between Drew and Ja.
Right.
Can you play lineups that are a little small? Maybe Denny comes out and you put in a
There'll be
three-guard thing.
where it's Dame, Ja, and Drew Holiday.
I think so too. Maybe not starters, but rotations for sure. Look, Tumani at the 3, Denny at the 4, and Donovan at the 5, assuming they all progress and continue to get better, is not bad.
No.
And if Ja is Ja of old and Dame is, 75, 80%, whatever arbitrary number we want to put into it, of what his previous, high caliber all NBA style is, that's a nice little starting 5. I hate the defense.
Right.
I hate the defense a lot.
I think they're really going to embrace that. Klingen's going to erase a lot of the defensive liabilities because he is a good rim protector for sure.
And he should get better.
Yeah. Maybe get a little quicker on his feet. And, I got to clip her through again. But yeah,
got you off guard here,
dude,
buddy.
God,
talking ball.
What are we doing? Talking Blazers?
Talking hoops.
Yeah, no, but I think they're gonna lean on Donovan Clingan's rim protection a lot.
Agreed.
And so they'll be willing to give up the Dame and Ja terrible defense on the outside.
Yeah, and I think something that's going to have to be big from that starting 5 is, and this might not be fair, and I know he can be a polarizing player, and if he's good or not, Denny has to get better. And I don't mean it like because Denny's bad. I just mean Denny needs a mid-range. Denny needs more creation. He can't just drive to the hoop the entire time. This team won't be good enough.
Dude, I mean, look, Denny took a step last year that I didn't think he had.
Ditto.
I did not think he had the step, and so
Which was awesome.
right, he is incredible. He was deserved to be an all-star. He should have been a third-team All-NBA guy for sure in my mind last season the way he played, but he's changed my mind where I thought he had a ceiling. I think he can improve and he can develop something new in the offseason, but you're right. He definitely has to, offensively and defensively and rebounding-wise, because if he's going to be the 4 all season long, you can't just have Donovan Clingan be your ultimate rebounder. That's where the Blazers fell in trouble sometimes when Jeremy Grant's out there. Tumani's not the best rebounder. He's fine. He's a fine rebounder. Dame and Ja don't rebound. So Denny's going to have to rebound a little bit better defensively, and then offensively, he already led the league, I believe, in creating wide open shots for other players. He's great at that. But he has to develop some type of counter to when you're just packed the paint because he can't shoot the basketball. Not a great shooter. He's got to figure out another counter to that. But look, he's awesome. And before this season, I would have said, no, man, I don't think he can take that step. He took the step last year. I kind of have no ceiling for him anymore. Like he could get to even higher than what I thought he could be.
Another big question is does Dame and Ja solve the 3-point issue?
Well, Dame hopefully
It improves
helps.
it.
Yes.
But does it solve it?
The thing about Dame, though, also is he's never been a real true catch-and-shoot shooter.
Right.
Right? The Blazers need that because Denny creates wide-open shots.
Dame's been on ball almost.
Dame is create my own shot, take tough shots, make tough shots. That's what he does. I think Dame can figure it out, but he's never been an off-ball player. He's been a terrible off-the-ball player. We saw that in Milwaukee. It didn't work because he didn't know how to play off the ball. He'd go stand in the corner, and then everyone's like, oh, well, give Dame the ball. Well, when you have Giannis, he gets the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, I think Dame is going to have to prove that he is healthy enough to create off the dribble for himself, but he's also got to change his game a little bit and say, look, Denny's the guy now. Denny's the guy. I got to play off of Denny and figure it out. So I think there's going to be a lot of questions for me for Dame going into next season, including that, and then Ja can't shoot, so that doesn't help either.
The other big concern that I have for the Blazers is just depth. You know, if Drew comes off the bench, that's instantly a huge advantage you have. That is a NBA Hall of Famer, 2-time champ, coming off the bench who plays elite defense and can carry the offense if he needs to for short periods of time. Outside of that, look, Scoot, are we going to have this combo? Scoot Henderson, I don't know. Shaedon Sharpe, I think I know, but I don't know. Vit Krejci, I'm good. The bench is going to be a big problem too, especially because, look, Denny's not a power forward, and he's the only one on the squad.
That's right. Micah Potter, you're not on the Micah Potter train?
I'm on the Micah Potter of eat some minutes train, sure.
Yeah. Brandon Carlson.
But being a 4, no, I'm not.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of it's going to have to do with what do you get from Scoot and Shaedon, because if they can provide anything, maybe you can swap them for something else. But this is also, year 4 for Shaedon? Year 5?
Yeah, but he's got a new deal.
He's
kind of a friendly, nice deal, 4 years, $90 million.
It's a nice deal if he can prove he can play some defense or prove he can create for others.
Or prove that he wants to play.
Right. Guys can get 20 points a game in the NBA.
It's easy. It's easier now than it ever has been.
Easier than ever.
I got 20 the other night.
That's right. I think you can find guys that can score, and that's what Shaedon does, is score the basketball. Can't shoot, doesn't create for others, don't really play defense. He's going to have to take another step. It was a really disappointing year last year for Shaedon.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got hurt, and it just didn't help.
And can Scoot be a true point guard?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I've seen enough to think I don't think he can. I think he can be a valuable 6th-man piece, 7th-man piece off the bench. I don't know that he's your starting point guard in the future.
Text line 503-864-6326. Scoot's posting cool dunk videos. What else do you need?
I'm in now. That's right. Good point. I did see
I'm a
those.
believer.
He had a cool, sick between the legs dunk. I'm in. I'm back in.
I love those kind of texts. They're my favorite. He laughed about it, too.
Yeah,
There's
he
an
knows.
LOL. He knows. That is true. You know, dude, Ja's going to be a 42% three-point shooter this year. I've seen the unguarded shirt-off practice threes.
That's right.
Drains every one of them.
Dude, the dunking between Scoot, Shaedon, and Ja now, unreal.
Oh, boy. What have we done to ourselves?
God, I hate the Blazers.
You know what will be fun, though? If they can figure out Dame and Donovan pick and roll, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think Dame can add a lot. I also need to see it before I believe it.
I agree.
He's old. He's come off an Achilles. The explosiveness had gone down a little bit the last couple seasons anyways. When he was in Milwaukee, he had lost a step. Now you're coming off the Achilles, where he was always built off explosion. He wasn't always the quickest or fastest, but his explosiveness to create his own jump shot, the step back, that's a tough shot that puts a lot in your legs. 36 off an Achilles is tough.
I said the exact same thing on a show once, and I think our new our new social medias dude, Jackson, I think he put it up, and it very much comes across that I'm like, Damian Lillard sucks and won't be good, and somebody commented it and added Damian Lillard. So I'm sure Dame hates me now.
And that's not what we're saying. We love Dame. I want to see it.
I do as well. When we come back, let's get into a little bit of college football. The state of the game. Is college football good the way it is? That's next. 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. Well, hang on in college football here for a little bit and then closing arguments to send you on your way. Stephen Vaughn sitting in the chair for Danny Marang. He'll be back on Monday. We'll get the whole fan band back together, at least for 3 days, and then bye. Then it's my turn.
That's the summer, though, for you, right?
I know. I always find it weird, too, that, I mean, I don't find it weird because it makes a ton of sense how many people take time off, like, during the holidays. Because that's, like, primo sports time.
Right.
Like, I get it, though. It's holidays. People travel or your family comes into town and, the office is closed half the time. We're airing bowl games or playoff games, whatever it might be. It's great. I mean, as a weekly guy, not a daily guy, I've hosted Isaac and Suk many, many times, and that's really rad because there's a lot to talk about and people out doing stuff, so you get tons of listeners. This is the ultimate time to take time off. The weather's nice. You ain't got S to do. You ain't got no job. There ain't no sports going on.
What do you do?
I'm going to go rafting, and then I'm going to go resorting.
Ooh, resorting.
Yeah. Father-in-law got a place at Sun River.
Dang. Get him. That's great, dude. That's
awesome. I'm very happy about that. Me, the wife, and the kids are all going to hang out in Bend. I'm actually going to be in Central Oregon like 3 times this summer. Maybe I should just move down there.
I feel like the Vaughn family needs to head out there more often.
Do the show remotely.
Yeah.
I love Central Washington, although get it now because we're never going to afford it soon.
Right. Everything is just so expensive. It's just stupid.
It's California, man.
So dumb.
You could Calshi it.
We should.
I bet you Bend will be too expensive in 6 months.
Got to go now.
Got to go now. Some fun kind of 30,000-foot view concepts about college football. Steven, you texted me this yesterday, and I think it's kind of a fascinating way to look at it. And Danny and I have talked about this a lot at length. And basically the question is college football good the way it is? And it's a very, very loaded question to ask because while there's the Save College Sports Act or Protect College Sports Act, I can't remember what grifting law that the president's trying to pass in Congress. There does need to be a little bit of parameters around college football. We can see that. But dare I say, what's the number one thing we love about sports is what goes on the field. I know there's, the 4-letter station loves the more off the field stuff. The NBA, it's find me a podcast that actually talks about basketball in the NBA and I'll call you a liar. But what goes on the field in college football, dare I say, has never been better.
It's really good.
The game is really good right now.
It's really good. Now, look, if you're just going pure quality of play, it's not the NFL. It's not supposed to be the NFL.
Never going to be. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, and you shouldn't view it that way. But the atmospheres, the pageantry, all of that's what makes college football great in my mind. That's why I love college football the most. Like, I just think it's so much fun. There's so much passion. And you're right. When the games are actually being played, when we're in season, I think it's great until the week's over, and then they start ranking teams in the college football playoff ranking, and then we have to debate every single ranking spot. That doesn't matter because then they just change their mind at the end of the season and put who they want in the college football playoff, which goes to our point of, is it actually good?
Right.
Because everything off the field is so terrible. On the field's great.
Yeah, and I think, you have to give and take in all situations. Like, I am not pro Tom Dundon, but I think the city's going to have to deal with Tommy because that's the card that's dealt. So I think you asked that really great question. What level are you willing to pay to have what we have on the field right now? Now, I think you could make the argument that, and I think I will make the argument that, no, I don't think college football is good the way it is. Because I think we have seen, as the toothpaste has come out of the tube, we have seen what a lot more freedom has brought to the quality on the field. And my question is, if you rein in some of that toothpaste, how much will that hurt on the field? I don't think it will hurt as much because the big one is NIL and transfer portal. The fact that those exist now, those have made the game on the field better because it's more competitive, more spread out, more teams can win.
Guys are staying now.
Shout out Big Ten. Yep. And it does the same in college basketball as well. It's made college basketball more fun. Sure, Cooper Flagg, Carlos Boozer, Darren Peterson, those are going to still exist, but that doesn't matter. There are teams like Illinois next year is going to be really good again. Really good again. And we get that because of NIL and transfer. Now, if you put a cap on NIL and you put a transfer limit on people, how much do you think that actually takes away from the game? I think it might take a touch. But I don't think we go back to Georgia and Bama being 3 deep of 5 stars at every position.
Right. I think it takes it back a little bit, but I think it also evens the field even more for some of the teams because right now I think in college football, there's more teams probably than ever that feel like they have a chance to win, whether we think they do or not. We went through the SEC and we said only 2 teams can win it all. But I'm guessing if you're a Texas A&M fan, you think you can win it all. I'm guessing if you think you're an Alabama fan, you probably think you can win it all still. And I think you can ultimately open that up to a lot more teams now because of the NIL, where if you did cap it, maybe you now have a team in the ACC or the Big 12 that says, maybe we can win it all outside of Miami or Texas Tech. Like, I think it does. It would help it a little bit if they have some type of rule, some type of cap on things. Because right now, just in the wild, wild west, we just don't know what's happening. And we all know, okay, well, this team's just going to spend a ton to win, which is great. And it's how it probably should be. But at the same time, I do miss a little bit of the days where it seemed like everyone had a shot, even though that is false. No one really ever had a shot.
I have a hot take that I've been kind of stewing in my brain right now that we can maybe workshop right now. The reason that I think college football is so great right now is because within the next 10 years, I almost want to say the next 5, because I truly kind of believe this. I believe these 3 teams that have not won a national championship in the modern era of national championships, 98 till now, I believe these 3 schools will win a natty in the next 5 to 10 years. Are you ready for them?
Give it to me.
Oregon. Homer alert.
Homer.
Texas Tech.
Ooh.
And BYU.
Oh.
I think those 3 schools will win a natty in the next 5 to 10 years. I truly believe it. The train they're on, the power they're on.
Because BYU spends.
BYU spends. And now that you can transfer portal and that kind of stuff, do they bend rules or do they corner the market? And you know what market I'm talking about cornering on.
Look, AJ Banson, I don't think he's Mormon.
Right.
They can go out and get guys.
I also know that there are a lot of Mormons that play the trenches quite well.
That's right.
You know?
They always have had that.
And is Bear Bachmeyer a Dante Moore and a Arch Manning, Julian Saying, CJ Carr type guy? No, he's got a little Cam Newton in him, you know. But at the same time, they're not far away.
He got bad intentions.
They're not far away from finding a Dante Moore, a Julian Saying, a Drew Aller. Who's the kid that was at Illinois last year?
Altmaier.
Yes. A stand-up pocket quarterback or a dynamic, rangy, move-around guy. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're far away from that. Texas Tech ain't going to stop spending money.
No, they're going to spend more.
And if Brendan Sorsby is not, doesn't get caught up in gambling for his entire adult life,
they have a shot.
Texas Tech is for sure a shot to win a national championship.
100%.
They're an outside shot now because we don't know who's going to play quarterback.
No.
And then Oregon Ducks, I think, speak for themselves. And I think if we go back to that, I'll bet you only Oregon is the only team on that list that could punch through.
Well,
otherwise, we're still LSU, Ohio State, Michigan. Maybe SC figures their life out. Maybe Penn State figures their life out. Maybe Dabo comes back to the modern game. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe a Florida State, a Cristobal at Miami. But it's just going to be the same old. And if you want parity, which I think everybody does, college football's created that now.
Think who won last year? Indiana.
It's
crazy.
Indy freaking Anda.
I was just watching Cignetti yesterday. I'm like, I can't believe they won a national title. But guess what? You get a home run hire. He gets the right people in there. You get some boosters to spend some money. There's your blueprint. There.
The only time we couldn't believe that Indiana won a national title last year was when we started saying Indiana.
Right.
But if you watch those games, that was a damn good team.
Yeah, it wasn't like they didn't belong on the field or it was a fluke. No, they were the best team in the nation the entire season. So there is a blueprint for anybody, pretty much. If you're going to spend enough money, you get the right coach in there, you can do it. And I think it's hard. It's hard because it puts teams like Oregon State, Washington State, the Pac-12 a little bit out of it. But with the way they have it, they still have a chance to get to the college football playoff very easily. Win Pac-12, you're in the college football playoff more than likely.
Yeah, good chance.
So do it. Just go out and spend some money and get there because guess what? That's still a good season. That's just like making the Rose Bowl back in the in the late 90s and the early 2000s. That's a Rose Bowl. It's the college football playoff now. It's just changed a little bit, but you have a shot. You have a shot.
Yeah, and if you're Boise State, if you keep it decent against Oregon, I know Oregon right now is like a 22-point favorite. They're kind of big faves in that. But if Boise State can keep that a 2-touchdown game, under 17 points maybe,
right,
and then run the table, I'll bet you they're in the playoff.
Well, think about how they did it a couple years ago when they lost by, I believe, one score to Oregon. With Ashton Genty, they made the playoff. They had to bye in the playoff because they were number 4 seed, I believe, or 3 seed. So they win the Pac-12, keep it close against Oregon. You're right in there.
To put a bow on this, I think what I'll say is outweigh the negatives that putting some structure in when it comes to on the field. And I don't think it'll affect it that much. The toothpaste is out, and it was a good idea to let it out. So let it breathe a little bit, but, maybe put your toothpaste, since you can't put it back in the tube, maybe put it in a nice little travel container for yourself so you can use later.
You don't want to waste.
Don't want to waste.
Right.
Toothpaste is expensive.
Everything is.
I got another 30,000-foot view. What if professional sports leagues ran their world like college football did? We'll do that next. That's Casey Smith over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as Deebo Samuel is returning to the San Francisco 49ers on a one-year deal. The deal could be worth up to $7 million as Samuel appeared in 16 games last season, finishing with 72 catches, 727 yards, and 5 touchdowns with the Washington Commanders. CBS Sports has announced that analyst Tony Romo will be put on leave from his role as a color commentator until further notice. According to Adam Schefter, J.J. Watt will replace Romo to work alongside Jim Nantz and Tracy Wolfson on the CBS broadcast. Over to the WNBA as your Portland Fire hosts Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever tonight inside the Moda Center. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as the Fire come into the contest as 8.5-point underdogs. Make sure to catch all of tonight's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And finally, your Portland Timbers are back in action hosting the Seattle Sounders inside Providence Park tomorrow night. Kickoff is set for 7:45 as you can catch all of tomorrow's game day coverage right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame kicks off at 6:30. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the Fan.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way on this happy little Friday. I'm headed to the Pickles game tonight with some of the Odyssey crew. I hope to see all you out there. It's Dilly Parton night tonight. Although I wish they did more. Sometimes they just play like walk-up music as Dolly Parton music. I want to see like everyone dressed as Dolly Parton. And I don't mean the fans.
Players?
Yeah, dude. I want to see all 9 fielders dressed as Dolly Parton. You know what I'm talking about.
You want to see some fake cans.
Yes, absolutely I do. And long curly blonde hair.
On dudes?
On dudes.
All right.
I love dudes.
I think you have to go to Thailand for that.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of...
You can find that anywhere, probably.
Yeah, man. I think there's some places in Portland I know where I can go find that. Kind of hanging out and having these existential talks about college football, the 30,000-foot view. I was also thinking about this, Steven, and this is what I kind of texted you in retort of that question you asked me. And so I will bring this to the table. We laughed earlier that if you explain to like aliens or a non-sports fan how college sports work, they would look at you like you're an idiot. So it made me think about, I was thinking more of like football and baseball, NFL and MLB, if they acted the way college does. So you could only watch NFC West games on Fox because they have the deal. And Peacock has all of the NFC South because Peacock didn't have enough money, so they got the crappiest league.
The NFC South on the CW?
Yes, yes.
Because they suck?
Without a doubt. Or it's streaming only for the Mountain West.
Right.
You know, they don't have a TV deal.
Yeah.
Let's see. The AL West, the AL East is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts, but nobody else gets money from Dunkin' Donuts. But the Yankees get a larger pull from the Dunkin' Donuts cachet because they bring in more revenue than the Rays do.
Right. Yeah, the division sponsored by Monster Energy only.
See how stupid that sounds when you compare it to anything else? But when it's college football, for some reason, we're just like, oh, yeah, the Big 12 brought to you by Monster Energy.
The Western Conference Finals brought to you by Monster.
Is that a SoFi patch on Notre Dame? Well, that makes sense. I don't even know what SoFi is, but if I did, I'd buy it.
The Portland Monster Trailblazers.
Well, they don't get sponsors. They're anti-sponsors.
That's true. They don't get sponsors. Not even on their jerseys.
So
they don't have a BioFreeze patch anymore?
Not anymore.
Not
they're
anymore.
the only team without a sponsorship on their jersey. But it was a well-run organization, guys. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh no! We suck again.
Tom Dundon's putting this organization in the dirt.
Let's go forward, though. Yeah,
it hasn't secretly been in the dirt for 10 years. But like for some reason, if you use these concepts, okay, how about this? The NFC West only plays the NFC West only.
Well, and then when you get to the playoffs, we pick the teams.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what you did on the field. Hey, you know what? You're 7-10, but I like the way you played at the end of the season. You're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That would suck for your Steelers. They're probably like, the Steelers, they got no shot of winning it all. Get them out of here.
The Steelers would never make the college football playoff.
They would never make the playoff.
No, neither would have the Carolina Panthers. They wouldn't have made it. Beastquake Seahawks would have never made it.
Because for sure they would have been like, hey, the Baltimore Ravens need to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, without a doubt. Joe's healthy, and the Bengals have been coming on of hot lately.
That's right, Burrow. Get the Steelers out, get Burrow in.
See, and Casey's pissed off, and that's the whole point. This doesn't make any sense. But when we do it in college, it's like, yeah, totally.
Sick.
Why not? Sign us up.
My team won the division last year. If anything, we're Miami or Duke.
See, this is what happens. He can't separate. He's so fired up.
But you're just like every college football fan that should have made it. You know what? We should make it. Notre Dame, we should have made it. Why don't you beat somebody? Why don't you beat Miami in week 1?
Hey, funny you mentioned Notre Dame. Do you know that the New York Yankees don't play in a league?
They just play whoever they want, whenever they
want, on their own terms, and they have their own TV network.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be the Dallas Cowboys.
It would be.
The Dallas
Cowboys
Cowboys
be the one squad.
Don't have a division. They just play whoever they want.
Or like the Lakers. The Lakers would do that.
For the first time, the Dallas Cowboys have decided to play the San Francisco 49ers in a home and away. Forget about the fact that it was a huge rivalry for 30 years a la Notre Dame Miami. We've decided we don't want to play the Niners anymore because they're better than us. and we don't want to lose.
Yeah, USC and Notre Dame.
Yeah, the modern day
Hey, you know what?
USC, Notre Dame.
We want to make the playoffs, so we can't have tough games. We're not going to play you.
Lincoln Riley, it's Notre Dame's fault. BS, bro. It's probably yours. You don't want another loss on your record.
Tell you what, if I'm the Blazers, I don't want to play the Spurs. I don't want to play the Spurs tonight. I'll play the Kings. I need to get the wins to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Give me Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh, we're competing for that 6th seed? Oh, let's play Brooklyn tonight. We'll pass on the Spurs.
I'll tell you what, Eagles. We'll play the Eagles every other year at a neutral site in Houston. See what I mean?
It is
LSU, Oregon at a neutral site in Dallas.
Now, I will say, in college basketball, they have the first four. The NBA, they adopted the first four.
They did.
They did.
They did.
They adopted the stupid first four and said, hey, you're not actually in the playoffs. These stats actually don't count. There's no record of this happening, but these games happen.
What's worse, first four college basketball or first four NBA?
First four NBA.
I think so, too. It's really bad basketball.
It's not great. At least in college basketball, you got the tournament going. We've seen a couple teams get to the Final Four.
Yeah.
From the first four. VCU did it. UCLA did it. I mean,
on the NBA side of things, these guys are all just screaming 1, 2, 3 can't.
Yeah, exactly. Half the dudes that are playing in those play-in games, they're like, dude, let's lose.
They're like, oh.
I don't want to play the Thunder in the first round and to get swept. Like, why is that? That's not fun.
Or it's, I play the Thunder in my first round. I wonder what the flight out of OKC.
That's actually a better point. Let's win the play-in game so we know when we get swept exactly. We can plan this. Hey, honey, let's go pack up. You know what? We're leaving this day for sure.
I'll meet you on the 6th.
Yeah. I'm flying straight out of Oklahoma City.
And I won't bring my mistress. I promise.
Right, leave them there.
You're
right. College sports is stupid.
Yeah, dude. How about this? The Tampa Bay Rays win the American League East, but we put the Yankees in the playoffs instead of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Right.
Because we don't think Duke is better than Miami.
That's right.
Despite being the champion of their conference. The Rays won the AL East. They don't get to go to the playoff because we think the Yankees are better.
Also,
even though they beat the Yankees and have a better record.
We also want to be fair in the playoffs, though, Patrick, for Major League Baseball. We're going to include the best AAA team in there also. Let's throw them in the playoff, too. You know what? They got some good prospects.
And this year?
That are going to be called up next year. Let's get them in the playoff.
And this year, guys, there's 2 of them.
Right.
What was the minor league team we were talking about yesterday with
the
all
Round
the
Rock?
Water Pox?
Round Rock.
Again, the Round Rock Dogs, they're coming up.
They're in.
Yeah.
They got top prospects, dude.
James Madison in Tulane, come on down.
Oh, also, we're just going to buy your players every year. You're free agent every single season.
When the
Dodgers do
that's true. The Dodgers do that.
When the Round Rock goes to New York to play them in the first round of the playoffs, not only do you go to New York as a minor league team to play a professional team, but the Yankees scouts will walk up to you in broad daylight
after the game
and say, take a look at this place. What do you think?
Hey, you want to play here next year? Come on. Let's go.
Not say anything. You can't tamper here.
I would never do that.
But I just want you to know, like, wouldn't it be cool for anyone if they got to play here every weekend?
Pinstripes are rather slimming.
Oh, I'm the best team in the nation. Now I have to wait a month and a half before I play football again.
Oh, there you go. That's another good one. That makes
sense, yeah.
That's another good one. The NBA playoffs have been settled. We have figured it out. San Antonio is a first-round bye. They don't play for a month. I mean, the NBA already kind of stretches
they
things out
do
pretty
that,
bad.
yeah.
But that would be even more egregious. Yet, for some reason, in college,
it kind of works.
Does it work?
I kind of like it. I don't know. I hate it and I love it.
Yeah. Oh, I love this texter. Let's have the Seahawks playing a conference game, a regional game against the Giants. Who's Miami's first ACC game? They are at Stanford. Miami to Palo Alto in the Atlantic Athletic Conference. Or the Atlantic Coast Conference. Excuse me. That's it.
Not a great look.
That's it. Big 12, Midwest South, and West Virginia. Big 10, Midwest, and Rutgers and Oregon.
And Washington.
And USC, for that matter.
That's right.
They need Florida State just to hit all 4 corners.
Well, the Pacific 12 Conference and Texas State.
The Pacific State and Texas State Conference.
Yeah.
Again, is Maryland's in the ACC?
They're Big 10.
Oh, they're Big 10.
They were ACC. They should be ACC.
I'm thinking because I was going to go Maryland has to play Cal. If Maryland was still in the ACC, Maryland plays Cal.
I got another winner for you. The San Antonio or the Portland Trailblazers are in the Pac-12. They don't play basketball. Why would the Portland Trailblazers are in the NFC West? But they don't play basketball. They don't play football. Yeah. It's Gonzaga. So now we've got a team in the conference that doesn't play football.
And they're the best team.
Who's the best? What's the best athletic department in the NFC West? Well, it's the Portland Trailblazers.
How do you make all your money? Oh, the Blazers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, men's and women's basketball.
Yeah, there we go.
That was fun.
So dumb.
I enjoyed that. Thanks for playing along with us. When we come back, closing arguments to send you on your way. 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, the Fan Sports Network.
The biggest. And 1080, The Fan.
That'll do it for us. Closing Arguments brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Coming up on the program on Monday, Danny Marang will make his triumphant return. I'm sure we'll catch everybody up, at least his thoughts on the city council and the Blazers, and I'm sure we'll go back to him and I yelling at each other about it, for I'm in like a prime zone over here. I've had my religious freedom over here.
Well, I can't wait to hear Danny yell at you then. That'll make me happy.
That's what we're going to preach the whole time. Woosa. All right. So Dan will be back on Monday. Steven, thanks for sitting in for the last few days. This has been a lot of fun with you.
Of course, man.
And you do great work on primetime. I hope people know that. Isaac and Suk are fantastic, and they're the number one show in Portland for a reason. But I can't tell you enough how great of a addition to our team you've been.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
You're really good on the ones and twos. You're awesome to hang out with. The fact that you can sit in the chair next to me is fantastic as well.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime. Anytime, man.
I think we're really bad at telling people that they're good at their jobs. We're really good at coming down when people are bad.
Too, people don't like to do that.
Dude, I think it's any business. Like, think about the news. It's like the last story on the news is, and this man saved 6 puppies drowning in a river yesterday. But the first 15 stories were gunshots, murder, stealing, rape.
You know what? Let's just be a happier place.
To see you, Otis. Yeah, exactly.
Let's just be happier, guys.
Let's just be happier here. There is no program tomorrow, but you can catch Joe Fisher. He's on the show tomorrow.
Timbers?
Timbers, 6:45 pregame, 7:45 kick. I can't wait to get to that.
Fire tonight, by the way. We didn't touch on the Portland Fire or the WNBA trade deadline, which I'm pissed about.
Kate Clark in town tonight.
Katie Clark in town.
Katie Clark. Cat Clark.
Cat Clark, dude. Cat Clark. I'm all on board. I am all on board.
6:30 for Timbers.
Oh, I just saw that the kick got pushed to 7:45, so I thought they'd push pregame to 6:45.
I think we're still sticking with 6:30.
Okay, awesome bonus coverage. I love that. Sussman does a great job, and Fletcher Johnson and Aaron Heinzen on the call.
Those guys really do a really good job.
Dude, they're so fun to work with.
They are.
They're awesome. I just did Timbers Fan with Fletcher Johnson. We had Aaron Heinzen on our show not too long ago. I've worked with Sussman, whether it's Timbers Fan or on the radio here. They're all such a pleasure to work with. Great guys.
The Timbers addition to the Fan has been cool. It's been huge.
Oh, those are some of my favorite people that I'm exposed to. My people over there, I don't want to dox names, but the people in the communications department over at the Timbers who are kind of my connections have been just absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Jake Zivin's been amazing to have a part of this team as well.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff. I can't wait. Fever are in town tonight. Is Caitlin going to play tonight?
Cat Clark better.
Cat Clark.
I think so. I think she plays. I think she's. I don't think she's been injured. She's been playing the last couple of games. At the All-Star break. We'll see. Last time she came here, the Fire just whooped her. So that's what I expect again. Let's go Fire.
Caitlin Clark is listed as probable with a back injury. Leah Boston, she's listed as probable with a leg injury.
We get the full squad.
What about my girl, not my girl, Sophie?
She'll be there.
Okay. I don't know if Sophie's my girl or not my girl. I haven't decided yet. I don't know where I sit on it.
Probably.
I think I have no opinion, is what I'm saying.
I think it's a probably. I mean, if you knew her, I think it's probably a no.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
You don't think I would like Sophie as a person?
Just based off,
my vibes and her vibes.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Her views on certain things.
Yeah.
Your views on certain things.
Yeah, I struggle with it a little bit. I have an update from the Fantasy League drama. You guys want it?
Yeah, dude.
The commish just sent me.
So he was listening.
No. This thread has been going off for 4 hours. I should have posted it to the whole league, and that was my fault. So-and-so originally asked to be replaced because he thought someone else might run the team better. Turns out that person was not the next person, so the last person offered to take it back over. I approved without asking the whole league only because I wanted a manager who would set lineups and take over for a season where we're upping keepers. Unfortunately, it's difficult. This is a Blazer message if I've ever heard one. Unfortunately, it's difficult.
Sounds like AI.
To find baseball fans in Portland to get invested in fantasy baseball. Hopefully everyone is okay with the last guy back in the league. Let me know if there are any other issues I should address. And
this man?
And then
that is a terrible message.
and then we just went back to trashing each other in the league. Like this one guy, let's see. So-and-so is more active in this thread than in the league. That's nice to see. And then someone hit it with this from the top rope. He doesn't have the time. He just had a baby. But I see him at the bar like 4 times a week.
That's a good excuse, though. The kid is a great excuse to get at anything, though, because you can't say anything. Like, if someone's like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, I got to watch the kid. You can't say anything back to it if you're a friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I'm excited for you, dude. Kids are tough.
They suck.
Yeah, if you can get some freedom.
I mean, they're fine. I love them.
I mean, I love mine.
Yeah, I do. I love mine, but they suck. No offense. Love you guys.
I inherited mine. I didn't choose.
You always have a choice.
My wife used to tell me that while we were dating. She was like, "You sure? Time to bail."
I'm giving you one last shot. See ya.
She gave me one last shot for like 2 years. And she was like, "Oh, I guess it's going to stick around."
No, I'm serious this time, Patrick. One more shot.
It's like our 5-year wedding anniversary. She's like, "You sure? You better get out now.
One more shot.
You better get out now." Closing arguments brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, the alternative to divorce court. What a week. What a week. Steven, pleasure's all mine.
Good man.
Enjoy Primetime. Catch out Primetime. You'll get Stephen Vaughn there from 3 to 7 tonight, or the Pickles tonight, or the Fire, or the Timbers tomorrow. Have fun. For Stephen Vaughn, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.